Welcome everyone back to our mild filler podcast. Today we are talking about the Black Eagles of Fire Emblem Three Houses. I am your host, Hector, and with me today I have Derek.
Hello.
And the person to the left of me is Devin.
I am Fernand Bonmeyer.
Already an excellent start to introducing the best character in Black Eagles.
I'm gonna play this game, you bastard. I will play this.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I will. Just watch.
So,
Okay.
let's try to set up our grounds here so everyone knows exactly where we stand. I played every single route of Fire Emblem Three Houses, but Black Eagles, specifically Crimson Flower, was my first route. How about yours, Derek?
I've only ever played Golden Deer, so I don't even know these characters.
But
So why the fuck are you on this podcast?
But who did you recruit?
I recruited Dorothea because
Alright.
I thought she was hot.
Do you have anything? And I'm sure you have some things to say about Hubert and Edelgard. I like to think.
Yeah, I have a lot to say about Edelgard.
All right.
I have a lot to
About
say
her
against
looks.
you with Edelgard.
Oh, I'm gonna die today.
Yeah, probably.
And Devin, what about yours?
I played all.
No, it's Ferdinand. Like I said, I'm playing this game.
We are Ferdinand.
I played all four routes, and Crimson Flower is my last one.
Okay. Well, there we go. I also want to point out that Devin is currently wearing an I Am Ferdinand von Ayer shirt with the Nintendo seal on it.
Yeah. Seal of approval. Seal of quality.
Approved Ferdinand von Ayer.
Yeah. Well, I wonder what's my favorite character.
Bernadetta.
Alright. We already got a small preview to this.
No.
So, let's just try to jump into it because I don't want this podcast to be as long. So, the first character, as we normally do, start with the outsider character.
Hector, who the fuck is that?
Are you being serious?
Who is that?
It's Juritsa.
It's the Death Knight.
Yeah.
Huh. Alright, cool. Let's keep
All
going
right.
with this then.
You know what? Before we get, let's go over design because I like talking about that part a lot.
And you
Yes,
don't want,
I do.
You don't want this to be 2 hours. Be like, God, design. Well, it gives Derek something to talk about. So.
Yeah, there you go. See, it all balances out, eh?
All right.
Anyways,
Hector, why did they make Vega from Street Fighter a Fire Emblem character?
that's what I first thought when I saw him too. Legit, the same hair and everything.
I
Just
swear-
make him fly on walls,
I
which he
s-
kind of does as the Death Knight.
I swear, when I saw him in character, and I'm like, wait a minute. Like, why is he not talking with a Spanish accent now?
But yeah, I like him way more with a mask. He always thought he looked kind of weird with the. He looks a little Frankensteinish, a little too Frankensteinish without it. Like the way it's angled. Ugh, I don't like it. But yeah, I like the design. There we go. I don't know. I don't feel too passionate about talking about designs today, but I'll still do it with some because
It is a good design, I'll give it that.
yeah, I think I like
I'll cut
it.
Fire Emblem is one of those worst case scenarios to talk about design because a lot of them, especially in Three Houses to a certain point, are all like the same thing except for little differences.
Really, in Three Houses, I would.
Well, at a certain point.
Oh yeah.
And other other Fire Emblem games are even worse.
Yeah.
But this one's a little better.
For sure. So yeah, I'm gonna give Juritsa a 4 out of 10 because I think he looks
10?
cool. Wait, what? 4 out of 5.
Haven't had a long day today?
Yes, I have. I
Either
don't.
that or it was a Freudian slip.
I don't like working fast food.
Oof.
Anyways, I'll give it a 4 out of 10. Derek, what about you?
I'll give him I like the 4 out of 10.
We're not going to 10s. We're not.
I'll give him the 4 out of 5. It's a good design.
All right.
It's 3 out of 5, if I had to say.
All right. So then let's talk about Juritsa, or oh my god, how did I forget his name? He has an actual name.
I thought that was his name.
Juritsa?
No, Juritsa is his
His code name.
his code name. Yes.
Oh, Emil.
Emil. Yes. Let's talk about
Emil.
Mr.
I mean, I just refer to him as Juritsa because he generally goes by that, except for when Mercedes says Emil.
Yeah. I think the only person that knows him by name.
Yeah.
Maybe Constance, but yeah, I don't know. Anyways, wow. When I first saw this dude, he just looked like an edgelord, and that's about it. Once I got to know him more in Crimson Flower, he's kind of fucked.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Oh my god! Do you remember his line? His line when you get in Crimson Flower, the first one when you talk to him in the monastery.
Oh, he's like really hyped that you're alive, so he can kill you.
Yeah, and it's funny because he sounds so like, you know...
He's genuine.
He sounds very genuine. He sounds like he's actually greeting you as a friend until he brings
he's really ecstatic and delighted.
Violet, it's so good to see you. You will die.
That you're not... That's
By
exactly
my
it.
hand.
That's exactly it, Derek.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I mean, he doesn't really have a lot of supports, but I guess the ones I can go off on is that...
There's Bioff one, there's the Mercedes, and there's a Constance, and there's a Bernie. I think that's it.
Yeah, it's supposed to show that, like... I'm almost very uncomfortable with a lot of A supports with Juritsa, because it's kind of saying, like, it's okay for the murderer to be himself. And I'm just like, I don't know about that one. It was very hard for... It was a very hard... Mercedes I can understand a little more.
Yeah.
Because one it's his brother, and I think he did something justifiable to not have Mercedes inbred by his own father. And also it's Mercedes' personality type to be that kind of person. That's like, you know, it's okay.
Like, I would have to say the best support of his is Mercedes. Then again, keep in mind, I haven't seen Bernie's, or I think she has a support of Constance. I've never seen.
Yeah, I've seen part of Constance, and I know I saw the whole thing. Sorry guys, it has been 3 months since I played Three Houses. Yeah, I think Constance was just talking about like, you know, hey, stop looking scary.
And a very Constance thing to talk about.
Yeah. Ironic. And the Bernadetta one was just Bernadetta being, you know, a huge coward as she is. But to be fair, I think this is one of the most scariest men, especially.
At least this one's one of the times where it's like, okay, I get it.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm more surprised that no one else is scared of him. Like, my God, man.
Especially where he's like just excited to kill a person.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh, okay.
When he releases his inner persona of Death Knight.
Yeah. It just slips sometimes.
Takes off the mask. Anyways,
We'll make a lot of references.
Boy, it was too easy. But yeah. Other than that, I really can't say much about Juritsa. He wasn't as shown as much.
He was a cool free DLC character, better than the paid option of Anna, who is terrible
no
and no supports.
No supports, not even worth putting here.
Ugh.
Actually, do you guys want to talk about the Death Knight in general? Now that I think about it.
I can just sum up with one word. Lame.
Lame. Derek, how do you feel about the Death Knight?
Lame.
Lame, really? Okay.
He's a boneless Black Knight. And I can say that because I played Path of the Radiant.
That sucks, man. Because I really did like him in the beginning of the game when he was really threatening.
2 words. Wasted potential.
Yeah, really it. Like, I think they were definitely setting it up, but he never felt as scary. I think there was a time where I actually was a little scared when he was slowly coming during the village map.
Yeah, right?
I mean, gameplay-wise, he's kind of threatening, but not as threatening as the Black Knight, because literally Black Knight, you cannot actually fight him. With the Death Knight, there is always an opportunity to fight him.
I think the worst part about Black Knight is that sometimes he just sneaks up behind your units.
Mm.
And Black Knight?
And that's the worst one. Juritsa just kind of usually is, you know, in the front.
There was a moment where he did spawn and kill Ike for me in one of the first chapters he shows up.
Oh, yeah.
But he learned from that, but I don't really particularly mind that.
But
it kind of enforces the oof of the Black Knight.
Yeah, honestly, I should have had a Death Knight picture to raise design because I probably wouldn't have given it a 3. Because
Death Knight is so overindulgent, I would say.
It's a little too much.
Yeah.
It's a little too much.
It's very Halloween. Like,
yeah. Yeah. But yes, that is Juritsa. Let's move on to the actual students. The first one being Dorothea.
Dorothada.
I didn't want to say it, but
I wanted to say it.
I probably should. Yeah, I was probably giving it to Devin subconsciously.
Thanks.
But yes, Derek, are you staring at her titties right now?
Sorry, I was staring at her hat.
God damn it! Stop doing that shitty joke.
Okay, I hate her. I hate her hat.
I love her.
I love
It's
the
the
hat.
best thing about her.
I don't particularly like it.
I love the hat, and I would jump under her cleavage like a swimming pool.
Okay, what is this, Catherine?
I'll never play it, but I want to see the newest one.
Fair.
See, that goes on my list of I'll never play the game, but I like it anyway.
Just watch an LP for God's sake, then.
Of course.
Yeah, that's tradition. But yeah, I think this design's, you know, it's alright. I just don't like the hat. That's really all I can
Hat's
say.
great, 4 out of 5.
I like the hat because it gives just a little bit more to the school uniform. Other than that, it's just a uniform.
I just don't feel it fits in with the setting, but that's just me being autistic again.
Yeah.
And let's do the post time skip.
She loses the hat though.
Great.
She's still great, design-wise.
As you stare into one area, like, yeah, it's pretty good.
I mean, she has good hair, nice dress, very pretty.
Brunette and busty.
Brunette and busty, the best bees to have.
There you go.
She's one of the very few characters who runs the gauntlet of her eyes not matching the color of her hair.
Yeah, it's very true. But again, that's just brown hair.
Yeah, she's great. 5 out of 5 for this.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna separate the designs to the scores.
I just usually only rate the post ones because I like them more almost all the time.
That's fair. I give this one a 3 out of 5 and her pre-time skip a 4 out of 5.
You really like that hat?
I like the hat a
I
lot.
guess so. Anyways, I'm gonna give this one a 4 out of 5. I feel it's missing a little bit something. I don't know what, but I still really like it though.
I know what you mean. It's like it's just something.
Yeah, not a hat.
Like a hat.
Anyways,
Okay.
enough about the hat. Also, what are you doing?
Look at my notes.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at my notes.
Honestly, I thought you
They're
were...
not a lie.
Okay, that's fine. I thought you were about to blast the mic with something, and I'm just like, bruh.
No.
Okay.
I know I scare you like that.
Alright. So, who wants to get started on Dorothea? I feel Devin, since I feel he is the strongest feeling.
Yeah. I have 2 notes down here that I'd like to state. Most of her supports have this thing, running gag, and this is a problem with the game that I always emphasize in these podcasts.
Bad supporter.
The support system cringe. Let's get out of their way. But her thing is just basically like, oof, I gotta find a honey dad or a sugar dad.
Yes.
Basically,
Very
that's
much
basically
so.
her whole goal. But she wants to find a like actually decent person that has the cash too.
She wants her cake and eat it too.
And that's okay.
Yeah, but like that's okay concept for like a couple supports, but it's like it feels like most of her supports, except for certain exceptions like with Manuela and stuff. And honestly, the only time that gimmick is even like used it effectively, in my opinion, is when she's calling out Sylvain because she knows that he's
He's
bullshitting.
fucking lying.
That's the only support of hers that I like.
It's funny because I think with the cavalry squad of Sylvain, Lorenz, and Ferdinand, she's very aggressive towards them, and that's about it.
Yeah.
That's the only 3 characters she's very cold with.
Yeah.
And she's not flirtatious towards some of the other female characters, such as Petra. Not Petra, a little bit.
No, Petra, they get gay.
Who am I thinking? Bernadetta. Yeah.
Well, Bernadetta screams, and they only get a B support, so it's okay.
Yeah. But yeah, go on.
Bernadetta screams and you get to be support.
It really be like that.
That's a lot of them.
It'd really be like that. Anything else you want to mention?
The one with Kaspar's Keck, because Kaspar's really fun. Like, because that one, she's going really awkward. Like, hey, you want to be like my little brother?
Oh my god, I
and
remember
Kaspar's like cringing. He's actually cringing. He's like, stop, please, bro, you're cringing.
I really found it funny.
I liked it only because Kaspar was there.
It was kind of silly how it was one of those very typical movie things where like the wife is telling the husband to move the furniture, and it's like, I'm so tired. It was so generic that I kind of liked it.
Just the part I remember is just like the little brother, big sister thing.
It was.
Kaspar dying.
Oh yeah,
Actually dying.
Please don't do that. How would you like it if I called you Big Sis? I don't have a problem with that.
And he's like, oh my god. He's just like, I'm gonna leave. Good decision on him.
Any final thoughts before we go into full-on conversation with Dorothea?
That's it.
That's your notes? Alright,
That's
I know
my notes.
you have some things because you recruited her.
I have nothing to say about her actually.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Nothing else with the character you recruited?
No.
Not even with the Felix support? I thought you might have said something.
No, the Felix support itself is actually pretty mid. I didn't particularly like it.
I liked it because Felix is basically sheathing his blade. I was like, be gone, thought.
Pretty much. It's a weird give and take between her and Felix, where it's like, I'm gonna. Fuck, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like she tries to flirt and he's like, I don't get it, and then he's like I'll try to be open with her and she doesn't get it, and then at the very end she's like, oh, I have a play that's going to be held, and he's like, oh, that's cool, and she's like, oh, do you want to go? He's like, I'll see. When is it? And then that's it. Like as support right there. Like, okay, cool.
I think it's a very strong characteristic now that I think about it. That Felix is just not good at flirting, or even doesn't care.
Yeah, I always like.
He's too busy training with a blade.
Yeah.
Despite him always getting poked by all the girls.
Pretty much.
It's a very real life equivalent, honestly.
Like a lot of the Dorothea supports, whenever she's into them, the only reason I would like them if she's involved, except for the Sylvain one, is because of the other person. So that says a lot about how I feel about Dorothea.
Alright, I'm gonna have my own standard mic in this one then. I think for me the Dorothea ones really make sense for me because it's something she actively does. Unlike most of them, it's very like, here's my character, cut and dry. This one, Dorothea, I get it. She is looking for a partner, so it makes sense that she's actively always coming up with that trope. And even with that, far gone that, once you get to her A support, she kind of wants to look for something more, where she realizes she learns to kind of just to be like, screw it, I'll like you for who you are instead. And one of my favorite aspects about Dorothea, it's not even that itself, it's whenever I talk to her in the monastery, she's always very like, she has a huge heart.
Oh,
she's always worried about everyone, and I don't know if she plays it up because she's like, over dramatic opera kind of girl, but if she doesn't, I'm assuming she doesn't, she cares a lot about like
her
the well-being of the world, the
she
team, anything.
She adores her team. There was one moment when I talked to her at the monastery after we had to fight for the Von Eyre family.
Yeah.
And then when you had to take down Von Eyre or Ferdinand, and then you meet her at the monastery, and she's like, "Wow, like I understand that we're at war, but I can't believe that Ferdy's gone."
Yeah, I think that's why I really ended up liking her more than almost the other non-Black Eagle characters. I don't know why I threw that one out, but it's because I feel she cares, and I think that's something I don't see a lot with a lot of characters. But she legitimately cares about everyone.
She has a heart, and it's very nice. It's a good characteristic.
I can agree that, because I did see like a couple of her monastery talks in most times where she's basically being like, oh, man, this war, man, it sucks, shit, oof, everyone's dying, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of generic, okay.
I feel what makes it different is that no one else says it, though.
I don't know.
I mean, maybe
it
that
feels
was
like a sentiment that everyone else would kind of agree with, but she's the one vocalizing it. That's how I feel.
Yeah,
that just might say something
so.
how I feel about it.
But it is kind of weird how Dorothea's like, God, I can't wait till this war is over, and Felix is like, I have to train for the war, and Raphael's like, I'm hungry.
Yeah, I mean, Raphael has things to say though.
Sure.
About the war. But I don't know. I guess because I like her because she really pours her heart into it. I mean, maybe it's a little too much for some people, but I'm not saying because she does it, it's bad that everyone else doesn't. I think it just shows a very unique aspect about her, and I think that makes her better. Because I think everyone has their own hot takes about it. Because I don't want to hear, her being this like, I care so much about the people, individually, whatever. Like, I don't want to hear this from Edelgard, So it fits her. It fits her character, and that's that's good.
Okay.
But yeah.
One more thing. Her Ferdinand won support for socks.
Bruh.
Yeah,
No.
I hated it.
It's one of my favorite ones with Dorothea.
It's one of the supports of Ferdinand that even Ferdinand doesn't help the situation. I mean, he doesn't hurt.
What do you mean? He shows how much of a chat he is.
No. I mean, like, for my enjoyment. I mean, sure, Ferdinand always saves the day at the end of the day, like the chat he is.
But you see that slow development of Dorothea warming up to her.
Him, yeah.
Or him, sorry. Yeah, my bad.
I guess. Yeah, that's true. I can't deny that.
I think that's why, I don't know. I think that's why I like it. I feel with a lot of them...
I just hate, like, it felt like a go around, like, she's wasting his time with a fucking, like, B, really? Fucking B?
That B metaphor was really stupid, though.
I don't know.
All things being considered.
Like, what? Even Ferdinand's like, what? And I think he did figure it out, eventually.
Oh no, he saw me naked, so he fell in love with me. Oh no. I love the Crom and Robin support. Anyways, anything else to comment on Dorothea?
She's pretty.
She's pretty.
Yes, she is. Alright. Next character. Petra.
Best Black Eagle girl. Period.
Okay.
Like, there's no contest.
She's my least favorite, but I like her a lot.
She is the most earnest. She is the goodest. There's nothing wrong. I mean, sure, there's that speech thing where it doesn't even...
I like her design a lot because...
I do like her design a lot.
It's very rare that you don't see an Amazonian try to fit into society. I think that's a very interesting take on a character.
She's exotic.
Yes. Some may say, yes. I wouldn't use that word. I wouldn't use that wording, but yes, she is. But yeah, let's talk about her better design. God damn it. By the way, I tried to look for some of these pictures at a higher resolution. They just didn't want to show up sometimes. So some of these characters... Yeah. Some of these characters just might be a little more crunched up than others. But yeah, I love how colorful she is in this one. It really shows her exotic side.
Her roots.
Yes, her roots. God damn it.
Yeah.
I don't like this phrasing, but I don't know why, because there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's actually being completely correct on everything.
I know, but
I'm thinking, like, is Hector thinking I'm being racist or something?
Oh no, you're actually being very politically correct.
Yeah, I don't know why. What's this feeling?
Feeling so complex, you might say?
Yeah, like, you're not saying anything wrong, but I feel you're trying to offend her racially. Like, am I Twitter?
Oh no.
Potentially.
What?
I'll have to get back to you on that. I'm the expert.
Yeah, you're not saying anything wrong. Oh, whatever. Anyways,
some backhanded racism that's not there.
Yeah. I don't know, whatever. This is so weird. This is a stupid topic.
Anyways, I love her hair and her pose. It's so long, so pretty.
So long, so luxurious.
I always got super upsetty that whenever I had to change her class, she would always go, like, not have this outfit, because I think she looks
I felt that with a lot of characters.
Yes.
Because they're, like, they lose their uniqueness for the design. They just go to, like, I'm a Cav guy with the Cav armor. I'm like, oh, that kind of blows. I mean, it's not that big deal in the long term, but it's just like, it's kind of a bummer.
It's a huge bummer. And her little eye thing is good. Apparently, she's also loaded with tattoos in the back, from what I heard from her support.
Really? Which one?
I believe it was the Byleth one, where she talks about, like, you know, hey, you want to check out my tattoos? They're super cool when they're tribal and stuff.
The Byleth one.
You want to check out my treble tats?
But yes, I'm gonna give her a 5 because I really love her design.
Yeah, I give her a 5 too.
I will also give her a 5.
Excellent. It's one
I
way to
give
look
Best
at it.
Girl a 5 out of 5.
All right, so let's talk about Petra. Who think they feel the strongest about Petra? Devin.
I probably do.
Epic.
I have some notes here. Yeah, her speech can get annoying, and it's a shame her speech seemingly doesn't get much better in 5 years.
It's
which
awful.
is a real, like, missed opportunity.
I want to add...
And I know you're going to say it gets better in the Crimson Flower. Even then, I didn't notice it.
I just want to put in that
I know.
I want to specify for me, because I want to speak for myself. Yeah. I want to emphasize that's the only time where it does happen. It's a shame it's not in the others.
And I would even argue, like, that's nice and it's improvement, but it doesn't, like, I didn't even notice it.
It's only in the monastery, which really frustrates me.
Oh, that's even more annoying.
Yeah. And I'll in a little bit in the other, the story talk.
And yeah, honestly, she's best girl because her earnestness is really just, it makes her really likable.
I'm trying to think of a more earnest character, but I'm having a hard time.
She might be the number one. Maybe like Raphael.
Yeah, I mean, but like, it's funny because I feel Raphael. That's his thing. It's surface level. I feel Petra tries to be like.
That's true, because she's trying to embrace the culture, or at least trying to understand.
Yeah.
The best shape he can, and that's.
I want to say she's more earnest because she really wants to try to be earnest.
Yeah. And like a noble support is like her Caspar one. Because at first Caspar is like, oh boy, my dad kind of killed your dad.
That support always has a weird order, because it's like, Petra's like, don't worry about it.
Yeah, she's like, don't worry about it. Actually, I'm still angry, but then don't worry. I think that's kind of...
It's kind of weird.
It's kind of realistic in a way, because it's hard to forgive. Like, your dad's dead, and you know the kid's a murderer, but you don't want the cycle to continue.
Yeah.
That's her whole point. But it's hard to let go of feelings that strong.
It really is.
So
honestly.
I first had that same criticism, but I honestly think it makes it better. That support.
Sure. I'm just saying it's just kind of a weird order, is all.
I'd say.
But I'm like, okay.
I don't think it's weird.
No. Okay, sure. Not to devalue your opinion. Sorry. Sometimes I sound like I'm devaluing your opinion. Like, yeah, okay,
Ouch.
whatever. No, I'm.
Yeah.
It's just I honestly don't know how to transition it. Sorry.
Yeah.
You gotta work on your segues.
Devin, Derek, do you want to say anything?
I don't like her speech thing at all. I understand what Devin's going for, but it's like, it was 5 years. It was a whole. It was a whole.
This game does a terrible job of making you feel like it's been 5 years later. Sometimes
it does.
I mean, certain cases like Dimitri, you feel it, and you're like, oof.
And Bernadette.
No.
Hey,
fucking no. That is the absolute. You said the worst person.
The mic didn't pick up anything. What are you talking about? Yeah, I didn't say anything.
Fuck off. Fuck off. We'll
soon.
save it.
Yeah, I'm saying
we'll
it soon.
But it's like I understand that with everyone else, like Caspar, Dimitri, like they just get
they get bulky.
They get bulky. They get freakishly taller.
Oh yeah.
But it's like when it comes to like their personality, it never really changes.
Not too drastically.
Yeah, it's like
depends on who, obviously.
Like
but
throughout
yeah.
5 years,
there's variance.
Like throughout 5 years during a war, that'll change someone.
Yeah.
Like pretty freaking drastically. But for Three Houses, like the characters, they don't seem to change much at all. It's like, well, I understand it has to keep going with like their own character because
also some supports you can do even in post time skip. You can start them like they're bees still,
which is weird.
Which is probably why they do it like that. Mm. Again, the support system holding the game back.
I also gotta acknowledge that these are also like majority are like 16 and a little older.
I would say like they were 16, 17ish, 15. Like
let's make the average like 17. Why not?
Yeah, sure. That's fair.
And it's only been 5 years, so most of these characters are gone from 17 to 2, which I'm like, I think it's okay that they don't change that much, but I think some signs of maturity or some, like that would be nice. And some portray that. I think Sylvain is one of the characters that comes to mind when you can tell he's still a flirt, but he's not like, he doesn't go that hard anymore.
Right.
But maybe, no, that's a war.
He's too busy being depressed.
Yeah. But Derek? Oh, sorry.
That was pretty much what I was going for. It's like, this game really does like to keep going with a lot of the characters like gimmicks and like a lot of their quirks, but I feel like that Petros was one that just never changed and kind of held her back like significantly.
That's fair. As for me, I don't really have at first I didn't have any strong feelings about Petra because I thought she was just kind of whatever, and when I really thought about it, it really is that sort of thing where speech can kind of disconnect a person from it disconnects the value from someone. Mm-hmm. I think about a lot of the international relationships that I have with people, and very often I feel it's hard to acknowledge someone as an individual when their culture or their language doesn't align with you. And I felt
so Skullface had a point. You know yourself fire.
A little. I mean, it sucks to say, but sometimes there is that disconnection. But I felt once I really tried to get to know Petra, I actually really did ended up liking her way more. At first, I thought she was definitely like the lowest point to a mid character when I first saw her, because I'm like, oh, she's the low point of Black Eagle. She's this low, whatever. Now I think she's definitely picked up the slack, and she's very close to the second best for me. Like she is
second best, really.
You said second best. Sorry, your least favorite.
As in, like, the second worst character, Black Eagles. Like, she's very close. There's some weird wording here that I'm going for.
Do you like Petra?
I really do. Yeah,
okay.
I really do like all the Black Eagles. I'm just saying she's my least favorite, but now not by a long shot. She's close with the rest of the gang. That's what I'm trying to say.
She's with the party now.
Yeah.
She's a usable unit.
She caught up. Oh, she's also very good.
She is.
There's one time where there's one time where she just sucks for me for some reason. I think her attack stat blue and she didn't do any damage.
What, did you make her an assassin?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that could do it.
I thought she was better as an assassin.
I mean, she can work as assassin. That's kind of one of the classes she can go for. But sometimes she can just get stat screwed.
I thought that was
she needs attack. If she doesn't get that attack up, then she's not going to be good.
The modifiers for assassin just not benefit strength at all, and also they're like they don't give like
it's at a 0
bonus caps for it.
Oof.
It's like kind of brutal.
Yeah, you need good strength.
Yeah.
Well, assassins have a better skill, which is stealth.
Yeah.
Anyways, about Petra, yeah, I feel like I dodged Petra quite a bit as far as her character goes. Well, she dodged me, that's for sure. Oh no, I missed. But I don't know. Like, there's not a lot. I'm probably gonna talk about more supports later, but yeah, it really is just that earnestness that I like about her. Yeah. I don't think nothing else really to comment on her besides that. She's a cool character. I'm sure I'll bring her up in the later supports with other characters.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything else on Petra, guys?
I'm pretty much good.
I'm pretty good.
All right, and I think this is where characters have stronger feelings. Maybe not yet.
Not quite yet.
Not quite yet. Next character.
This will be more amicable discussion because I think we all like Caspar.
Yeah. So, just want to say off of this design, that fucking mohawk is something I would see a Zoomer rock completely.
Yeah.
And I think out of everyone, he definitely has the hardest Tumblr nose syndrome.
What?
It's that thing where like a lot of Tumblr artists like to highlight the nose to be a lot more red than the rest of their face.
Red?
Oh, there's like a different shading to it.
Yeah, it's like
there's a darker
red.
shading to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They call it Tumblr nose when it's like super red, but I think he has the hardest case. Not that that's super hard. Anyways.
I'll admit, don't see it.
I kind of see it.
But to be fair, you are looking at it point blank. I'm looking at it from the...
That's true, at a weird angle.
Yeah,
that's true. Anyways, I don't know what's up with the little scarf thing that he's got.
Oh, the little ascot?
Yeah.
Well, everyone has one. Even Petra had one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hold on, let me...
Yes. And actually, if you go back to Dorothea, I think she even had one too. No, she had a choker.
Snapped it.
I was like, choke her out. That's
the next character.
What, in bed, Devin?
Oh, that's not the character.
No, I hate whenever people do that.
I honestly, I'm not going to say much about pre-time skips designs, but I think this one in particular, I've always liked how his sleeves are always rolled up.
Yeah.
Like he's always ready to fight.
That in a lot of his supports is just like that. Literally, he talks about like, "Hey, I beat this guy up, and we had a fight, and now we're best friends."
Let's get to that support soon. Let's talk about the post one where he just becomes a Chad.
Put me in.
I want to specify that real soon. Yeah, dude, if you want to talk about a Zoomer haircut, this is the fucking one, by the way.
He makes it work, though.
Yeah, no, completely.
Yeah. You know what's funny? He is definitely one of the characters that makes it work when it comes to the gimmick of same color eyes as same color hair.
I would say so, yeah, honestly.
He makes it work.
I don't like the armor design besides the fact that it has scars.
That is cool, and it's a nice detail, but like most armor designs, it takes personality away.
Although I think I like his hair more, so it evened out for me.
Mm-hmm.
The armor kind of hurts because it's a big part of the body of his.
It's funny. I like the design.
He's colorful enough to the point where like it's better than Sylvain.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So I think it actually looks like a really nice design when you look at it. Not a lot of personality. It just looks nice for me.
Like I would give it a 3.
I'm giving it a 4. And Derek, do you want to comment on Caspar a bit?
I'll give it a 5 actually. I like the overall design of the armor.
Okay.
I'll give a pre-time skip a 3 as well.
Okay. All right, and that's Caspar's design. So yes, I want to bring up that one awesome thing you were talking about. So I don't know if anyone noticed, but when you click on Caspar in the pre-time skip, he has this very naive way of saying like, "Put me in," like
let's go.
It's my turn, kind of thing. But when you go on post-time skip, he's like, "Put me in."
You're like, oh,
with a whole different tone, being like he's ready to go, like only he can do it.
Like he's serious.
Yeah, he's serious.
There's no more horsing around.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it.
It's pretty good.
Same line, different delivery.
Just tone difference.
It's great.
Epic.
But yeah, Derek, do you have anything? Not Derek, sorry.
I got
Devin.
my notes.
Too many D's, I swear. Moving on.
Yeah, I got my notes here. I think he's the funniest character in this game. He is the character that made me laugh the hardest. Case in point, his C support of Linhardt made me die.
The manlet
debate. He got offended that Linhardt basically said manlets are not as good as tall people, and he's like, manlet rights, you fucker.
He in like Linhardt tried to logistically prove it's like, yeah, we have longer
with his facts and logic.
It was such a dumb conversation.
It was fantastic.
I loved it.
The C support's amazing. The B support's not as good, but that C support's incredible.
I like the A a little bit too.
I don't even know if I got the A.
It's like Caspar finally puts his height to the test by exploiting the weakness, and then it's like, yes, get him, Caspar, you're doing it. Like Linhardt gets hyped the fact that he's actually winning.
There's also the time where his Hubert support, where Hubert basically said, "Shut the fuck up, you're making us expose the enemy," and he follows through, and then Hubert comes back and you're like, "Hey, don't do that. Actually talk about it. It's morale boost." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm back!"
Oh yeah, he just screams from the top of his lung like an autist.
I died. It was hilarious. Like, Raphael's funny. Caspar has the moments of me actually dying of laughter.
That's fair. Okay.
Like, I love Caspar.
Derek, you want to comment anything on Caspar?
I don't have much to say about him. I just like his overall design and character. He's a really good character. I just wish I used him. Honestly, he's definitely one of the characters I wish I recruited.
He's great. Although he's harder because you can't get his B support in the pre-time skip, which sucks.
That makes sense.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, him third.
Speaking of, I don't want to forget bringing up his great Byleth support.
Yeah, I was about to say he has one of the better Byleth supports because he has a whole arc.
Yeah, it's the beginning part was him killing an assassin dude that was gonna head to the children, but then he got he got blamed on for saying we could have tracked him down. It's all your fault. Like he got shit on super hard.
Yeah.
But he shook it off and like whatever. Like I think I did the right thing. Later on, it's found out that those assassin dudes are those same people like killed a whole like a village or whatever, like a specific group. And he started feeling really bad about it and regretting his choices. Like he started going, I guess, to Byleth for counseling, if you want to say.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
And then when you get to that A support, later on, a child that he saved that the assassin probably would have killed, thanks him for saying, "Hey, thanks for saving my life," a whole bunch. And then Caspar realizes, like, oh shit, I just need to be myself and not give a fuck what people say.
It's incredible.
It's great.
Because it's an actual arc that's fully realized and actually paced pretty decently.
And just 3 supports, too.
Yes.
Really well done, honestly.
It's incredibly good. Incredibly good support.
There's some other ones that I can think of.
There's another funny moment.
What's up?
His one with Bernadette is really funny.
Oh my god.
Because he's just like, and just carries her.
Yeah. A fucking like Donkey Kong style.
Yes. Actually carries her like Donkey Kong and just like, hey, look at this view. And she's like, oh god, it's actually nice.
And then she screams and then they get a B support.
This one actually makes more sense because it's that meme where it's like, no, I don't want to get out of my room. Actually, being out of my room is not that bad.
I just like the idea that he just carries her. Oh,
she just doesn't care.
Doesn't give a shit. It's great.
I used to I don't like talking about shippings too much because Ruby's slowly making me hate them. But
shippings are cringe.
But I remember I was like, I don't know who I want to support with Bernadetta. She's my autistic daughter, and I want to make sure she gets the best boy.
Sorry, I took some mental damage from
yes, you did. It was intentional cringe. Because last time I felt you guys didn't believe me, and I think I need to say it off the bat that this is cringe, or you guys will actually think I'm being serious. Christ.
It's always a mixture of both. I still can never tell.
Fair enough. But I was like, you know what? I think the idea of just Caspar not giving a fuck about when Bernadetta screams just made it too funny to not do it.
Caspar made that support almost bearable. But, well, still a Bernadetta
Caspar. Anything else on him besides Raphael? Like, it's funny. I think with the Raphael and Caspar one, it was basically like it's
literally the same person.
It's Raphael trying to help Caspar with his manlet problem.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I think Caspar is better than Raphael.
Absolutely.
Because Caspar is funnier and also has more depth, and I think in some ways is a bit. Well, no, I think they're about as likable, but Caspar might be a little bit more likable to me.
Okay. I mean, I like Raphael more, but I think I think someone saying Caspar is more liked. I'm gonna say sure, yeah.
I definitely say that he's just like a little above Raphael.
No, it's not like a massive difference.
No, because Raphael is freaking lovable.
Yeah.
When it comes to Raphael, you would have no problem like running into him in the hallway. With Caspar, you want to catch up to him.
Okay.
Like Raphael, I wave hi. Caspar, I shake his hand. That's the difference.
Okay, sure. Anyways, I can't think of any other support off the top of my head. I probably want to talk about the previous characters because that chance won't come up. I talked about the Dorothea one. Yeah, no, nothing much to say. I'm kind of sad there's no support with him in Death Knight.
Oh yeah.
Or
even though he's very vital for that Mercedes parallel.
Yeah, I thought he would have said something. Honestly, before we move on, it's also sad that Jiritsa didn't have like some supports that he was missing, like with Lysithea or something.
Well, that's just because everyone wanted for the memes.
Yeah, and Manuela too. I felt that one was missing.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
A flame one? Well, then again, a flame one
wouldn't work. You stabbed me. Oops, sorry.
Yeah, no, something like that would have been nice. But anyways...
You dirtied my blade.
Jiritsa is ancient history. So, anything else about Caspar, the Black Star?
Yeah, he is, isn't he?
He really is.
He's got a better personality than Black Star, though.
Yeah, Black Star in the manga is really cool, actually.
Never read the manga.
I know you'll never will.
Anyways, I think we're ready to move on from Caspar, and let's talk about his rival, Linhardt.
Linhardt?
The non-manlet.
Okay, I'm gonna make the joke. It's like Reinhardt and Lin.
That was the whole meme in the beginning when someone saw the name.
That's the meme because no one knew anything about him. But his name, though.
That's all they could go off of, and Fire Emblem Heroes was hot on the shelf at that moment.
Yeah. I love Tiny Hands, man.
Anyways, I don't know. I'm not getting a lot from the design now that I look at it.
His pre-time skip bores me to tears.
Yeah, now looking at it, I'm like...
It's almost as bad as Ignaz's.
Yeah, I'm not going to say much about this one, honestly. There's really nothing much to say about it. I feel there's no personality in this one.
Well, to be fair...
I mean, I guess the hair being tied is nice. But...
Oh, are you going to say something I think you are?
No, it's fine. Okay, it's fine.
Okay.
Alright. Anyways, you want to say anything about pre-time?
Yeah, it's kind of lame.
Post. Goddamn it, I hate that these pictures are doing this. Anyways, I think it's way better.
It's a bit better. I don't think it's fantastic.
I like it as a whole more when you get to see his little pouch and everything. Like he looks decked out as a wizard, and I think I always really like that design a lot for a wizard. That is.
I like this design so much better.
Yeah, I'd say so. There's a lot more wisdom coming off of this one.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't love it, but I think it's good. So I'm gonna give this one a 4 out of 5.
I'm gonna give Pre to this one a 3.
Okay.
I'll also give this one a 4.
Okay. Good. Alright, let's talk about Linhardt. I think Devin might like his character the most, I believe.
He's great. He was at one point one of my favorite characters. I still really like him. Because I think the main reason I really liked him, because I think it's the bio support, where he presents this conflict in himself, where he's like, I really don't like war. But at the same time, it's a great opportunity for my research for press.
That's true,
So he feels like kind of conflicted, and he's just like, I don't know about this. And I find that really interesting. Because no one else really talks about like feeling conflicted.
Felix kind of does that.
Does he?
I don't know if it's about support, but Felix brings up how he says, I'm training all this time to be a sword master to strive for peace.
Oh, that's right.
But the whole, when I get peace, what's the point of being a sword master?
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of a paradox.
That's true. That's a good point. I just find it fascinating because he wants the war to end, but it's such a good opportunity for him to do more research, what he does love. That's like his only one passion, because Linhardt's pretty, as they say, lazy, or at least not that motivated.
I've always got the impression that Linhardt was very, did not like the war for his thing, not hating blood or whatever.
What?
Sorry, did I mutter that? For his thing for hating blood?
Yeah, I think he just generally doesn't like violence either, but also the blood definitely comes to play.
I see. I always got the impression that he is not as conflicted as maybe you think. I don't know.
I always just I just like that contrast in himself.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's fair.
Because it's not something that would ever go away even after the war. It's still kind of there.
That's fair.
It's just something you would have to deal with, or just acknowledge. I guess he did. Also, he's just generally a cool guy. Even when Bernadette freaks out, he's just like, oh, okay, I'll just be over there. They get everyone. That's everyone during that, but I'll get that later. He also has kindness,
Oh yeah,
he's
actually a good guy too.
With Lysithea, he just tries to help out. Same thing with Marianne. He's just like, hey, I can help you out with Crest and stuff. I mean, sure, he can fumble his words and people may take him the wrong way sometimes, and that has happened, especially with Lysithea. But at the end of the day, he does end up trying to help him, at least.
I'm just really sad that Hanneman also has the same exact kind of support as Marianne.
Yeah, it kind of, like, bums me out a bit.
Like, it feels like the same fucking structure, which
yeah.
I'm like, bruh.
Like, it makes sense for both of them to be like that, but I kind of wish it was, like, one of them had one each or something.
Yeah, I'm also really upset that Hanneman and Linhardt don't have an A support with each other. And that would
actually be good. They do have an A to B, yeah.
They have a CB, yes.
CB, yeah.
And that would really bum me out. Derek, do you want to say anything about Linhardt?
No.
Okay.
I think, let me check if I have any more. Oh, yeah, I basically mentioned the other one, Caspar.
Yeah, no, it's just, as you said, Linhardt has a lot of, like, he's just a nice dude, which I think is something very appreciable.
Like, there's other aspects of people getting frustrated with him, be like, Linhardt, why don't you fucking do something? And Linhardt's just like...
Hubert comes to mind.
Hubert and Edelgard come to mind. Like,
Edelgard she does it different. She does
it differently, but she has still the same intent of being frustrated because she feels like he's wasting his potential.
It's that sort of thing where Edelgard, like, oh, here you go. Can you want to eat this? No. Like, I feel Edelgard hands him a lot of things, but Linhardt doesn't, like, eh. Well, I feel Hubert, like, pulls the gun out. Like, how about you do something?
Like, Hubert's a lot more threatening. Edelgard just gets really annoyed with him.
Yeah.
And then it gets to the point where it's like, hey, I can open this Crestology, like, research center or something like that. Mm-hmm. Are you interested? And he's just like, I'll wait on that. I think that's what he stated.
In the A one, I think he goes for it if you do the A+. I don't remember very well. But yes, he does wait on it. I forgot. I don't know. But yeah, I'm always really bummed out that there's also no support with him and Hilda. I wanted, like, who is the biggest slacker.
Well, to be fair, Hilda has her reasons. He doesn't.
Sort of, yeah.
He just likes to sleep in, and he just
wants to grill.
He feels like he does. It's only certain things that actually motivate him. Because he was talking with Hubert, he's like, hey, do this stuff. I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't feel like doing it. It's not something I feel like doing. I just want to do the Crest shit. Or something else. Yeah, mostly Crest stuff.
He's very aware of, like, about that sort of thing. Like, he just won't do it if he doesn't if he's, like, has the motivation for it.
I mean, sometimes, like, with Caspar, he's motivated because he's just like, he does want to help.
Yeah.
But even then with Caspar, he's like, whew, I'm tired. That was a lot of training. I'm gonna go take a nap or something.
I feel there's an implication in one of his supports where he's actually a what's it called, a night owl. So he actually sleeps in the day and stays up all night.
I did not get that tip today.
There's one support that I think is brought up with that.
Okay.
But yes, I think that's why he's always, like, dozing off in the supports. Mm-hmm. I'm sure he's wide awake at night, doing his evil, like, the
he's making his potions.
Scientist things, yeah, like.
He's experimenting on crests. His father was the lead developer in the Double Crest project.
But yes, Linhardt is a super rad dude.
Yeah, he's good.
All right. Any other comments? No.
I'm good.
All right, here we go.
Fuck.
Here we go. It was gonna happen eventually.
All right.
It was.
Let's go easy.
Let's
do
talk
the
about the most relatable character.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
That's really sad if she's the most relatable character.
Derek, do you know the meme?
Should I?
I'll show you later.
Okay.
I almost punched the shit out of you. Don't
worry, Brenda's right there.
Yeah, I'll choke her out later.
So let's talk about the easiest thing, which is her design.
I will admit, she is cute as hell.
Yeah, I'll say so.
I love the frickin' bedhead because of her gimmick, and I like the fact that she does what Ash does, and she has her hoodie over her uniform.
Imagine, I always wonder how much she looks like if she wore it. Because I feel out of anyone, I think she'd be the most to actually, like, you know, be like, don't talk to me. Put the hoodie on.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I always... You know, it's a very subtle thing, but I always like it when anime characters don't have very traditional face parts. In this case, it's her
Face parts?
You know, like eyes, nose, mouth, all that shit.
Okay, well,
particularly her eyes are a lot more slouchy than others. It's extremely subtle. It's really hard to notice, but they're a little like slouched, kind of like.
Huh?
What?
I'm just gonna do a quick thing.
Oh, you sure try to zoom in, but
yeah. See how these are a lot like. See how Linhardt's are a lot more like straight. Kind of like his eyes are like. Look at me. His eyes is like this. While you go to Bernadetta, Horace is kind of like this.
Oh,
slanted down.
To be fair, her face is pointed at an angle, so.
This is also shown in her 3D model a lot.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm just want to talk about that quick part of her design. I always really liked it. But I
think she's unique.
I think why she's might be one of my favorite designs in the whole game is because the evolution of her post time skip. So, a lot of these designs I feel they just got older. I feel with this one, I can definitely feel the change of Bernadetta actually cleaning up completely.
I actually agree.
Mm-hmm.
I actually agree. This is one of those few times where there is a notable difference outside of like physical change. I mean, even the physical change is indicative of a personal change.
Yeah.
So I will agree on this front.
Yes, I think she's also got a really nice design all through and through. I think fully, except for the back of her hair.
What's wrong?
You don't like the headdresses, do you?
It's not the headdress. It's the little weird, like the weird mullet she has in the back. I don't know.
What, the fact that it's long?
No, it just looks.
Oh, I'm sorry, Wooly. Do you want it to be short?
It's not the length. It's the shape. You guys can't see it, but it's behind her head.
It's the same length as her own hair.
Oh
it's the same style as her own hair.
Anyways.
But yeah, she has an overall good design.
Yes, I'm gonna get. This is an easy 5 out of 5 for me.
I'm gonna have to give it a 3 to 4 because I'm not the biggest fan of the mustard yellow and purple.
It doesn't feel like the mustard yellow. It just feels like a.
I don't like it.
I'm getting more yellow. I mean, yellow and purple are such classic like color combination though.
Oh, I understand. Like it's very royalty, but it's like it's supposed to be like a golden yellow. This one's very mustard. It's dirty.
Sure. I mean, I don't see it, but you know.
Not a fan.
Okay.
4 out of 5.
Pretty time skip 3. This is like a 4 post.
All right. And there you have it. And I'm scared for what's coming up next.
Well, I have my notes down.
Oh boy.
I will start with my first one.
Before you go, how many notes do you have?
It's not a lot.
Okay.
I can show you. And I won't even mention one.
Okay.
Okay.
No, you gotta mention them all.
First one's just a statement. That's just my opinion.
Okay.
We're doing the game right here.
Okay, first of all, do you want to have a open like a self mic, or do you want to have an argumentation? So where I count.
I'm just gonna state my points here.
Okay, state your points, and then we'll have a discussion.
Okay, we're doing the game right here. Most of her C supports are a disaster. I understand that is the point. It doesn't help the case she doesn't improve much from her C supports. Also, I don't mind that she's still anxious by the end of the game. It's just to the degree with it, with people that she consider friends, I think is outrageous. And that's probably the biggest reason why I don't like Bernadetta.
Okay.
It's because it feels like she does make some differences. I can acknowledge it, I can see that. But sometimes it feels like she doesn't. Because even like in certain A supports, like with Edelgard's like, what the fuck? Why are you still freaking out?
That's fair.
And it's just like, it feels weird. Bernadette feels weird where she's still stuck in place, but she's making progress in ways. Like, I
want to drop a bomb saying, when this sort of shit happens, when someone you know and trust in your family, like your father, betraying you, it doesn't matter how much you trust a person. That back switch in your head is always going to be scared of the person you know, no matter how hard you trust them. Because initially, the father is a person who really abused Bernadetta. Really, can we just say that we all fucking hate the fucking...
Yeah.
He's a fucking dick.
Yeah, he's a fucking asshole.
There's gonna be one guy out there who's like, I think it's Nika.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
But you know, it's really, really shitty that I think she has to go through that.
I felt that.
And that's why I feel I guess I kind of understand Bernadetta. Like, it's really hard for her to build trust even with someone she knows so well because her father is, it's someone in the family. It's so rooted into her psyche.
I can understand it for C's and B's. I'm on board to that. But 5 years A support and it's still the same.
There are some A supports where she's less shrieky than others. I will admit there are some where, even in A support, she still exhibits that screen quality, that very sweet voice acting.
Hey, it's better than the Japanese.
I have not heard. I will listen to it later.
It's real.
I will listen to it later. But yeah, Derek, before I steal the mic, do you want to?
No.
Nothing? Really?
Go for it.
All right. So, I remember when I was listening to her B support, I got really, really sad when I heard her story. It's a Byleth and
the Byleth support. That's usually one people are like, bruh.
Yeah, and just kind of hearing it and her just like letting her she's really, really let herself be vulnerable. It kind of made me sad to think about I don't think she really knows how to be loved or liked by anyone. And that really kind of made me depressed, thinking about that's fucking awful.
I think there's one exception. It's her uncle.
Yeah.
Where?
Which is because she's absolutely okay with Alois, who looks like her uncle.
I think it's implied that his uncle's even dead though, so...
Yeah.
Who even,
But that's the one connection that she's okay with.
Yeah.
To the point where the other people that look like her, she's fine.
Case in point, Alois, yes.
Case in point, Alois was a chap.
Yeah, which I really did like that support too, by the way, because it was definitely a derivative of Bernadetta.
Refreshing change of pace.
Yeah, and you get to go a little bit into the Varley family too.
Yeah, it's definitely a good support of Bernadetta.
But yeah.
So a lot of the other supports of Bernadetta, it always is the same thing of just Bernadetta's about to freak out, and they're like, what's wrong, Bernadetta? And that continues on to B, and then A, they kind of she gets a little better, or they resolved it in their own terms, so it's okay, I guess.
I guess the change that I also see is she tries to be better. In the last one, she
does try to.
But in pre-task game, she didn't care. She just wanted to be left alone.
Yeah.
That's also another subtle change that I also see. I do like the Ferdinand and Bernadetta one. I know you don't like it as well.
I can appreciate it because Ferdinand does try to be good to her by talking through the door.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
And even so, I think Bernadetta, I don't know. She's trying to socialize, which is a lot saying for her, because I don't think she cares. I don't know. I feel I'm running a loop trying to defend her the same exact way, but I don't know. I heard her Yuri one's really good, but I haven't gone to it.
I have not seen the Yuri one.
Which is, I'm like, shit. Not backed out on this one.
I almost got a little scared when you said Yuri, and I'm like,
no, not
that's a character. That's a DLC character. Like, shit.
Oops.
Yeah.
Let's. You know what? Before I forget, let's talk about another aspect that I know Devin really hates, which is her talents.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Feels pandering. I mean, I know you explained it away. Be like, well, she's in a room a lot.
And I would like to explain it for the audience. Yes.
All right, you explain it, so I don't have to you don't have to regurgitate.
Yeah. She's in her room a lot, so because of that, she has a lot of time to focus on her own skills or presets. Because she doesn't just sit around like Linhardt, just chilling, sleeping. She's actually very active, as seen. So she's able to sew, able to cook.
To sew.
So, thank you. You know English better than me.
She's a lawyer.
Imagine.
I'd love to see her as a law student.
She wouldn't. She can't.
She wouldn't.
But she's able to do all these things because of her many talents. And I don't know. I kind of always like that sort of thing where talent is hiding underneath a mess.
Sure. I mean, I feel like it was a bit much. Because she's like really good at cooking, it's like cleaning, writing,
drawing
apparently.
So yeah, sewing.
I'm like, people are really impressed. They're like, she's like really good at all of these. And I'm like, I'm fine with her being competent with all of those. It's just to the degree that she's really good, it feels like it's pandering a little bit.
Okay.
To a certain audience who are like, hey, shout out to you guys. And I'm like,
you like her, right?
And I'm like, fuck you. Fuck off.
All right, so there you heard. You heard the defense and the case. Anything else you guys want to?
No, I would like to go away from Berendetta, please.
Don't worry, she would probably do the same.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
She'd run.
Good.
All right, and there she goes, screaming away. And now we have the man himself.
This is the perfect elixir.
This beautiful bastard.
Mr. Ferdinand Chad Iyer himself.
Mr. Ferdinand von Fuckface.
I want to get to...
Don't you besmirch his name.
Don't you dare use the Lord's name in vain. Anyways, let's talk about his design. There is nothing... Like, the minute I saw him, he definitely looks like the sort of kid in high school that would try to run for president in his class.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, and not only just in elementary school, but every single year in middle school and a high school.
Yeah.
Not even up to his own parents' volitions, because he wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, now that I look at him more, there's this one teenage Caucasian worker that I have, and he looks exactly like him. And he's a straight A student too and everything, and I'm starting to get some Ferdinand vibes for him.
This is probably one of the cleanest looking students in the entire fucking game too.
Oh yeah, 100%. Definitely the cleanest male student, I'd say.
Oh
yeah. Yeah. We don't know what fucking Lawrence is hiding underneath those shoes.
What's this speak thing with Florence?
It's just a meme, that's all. Anyways,
it's just really like the idea of Lorenz being a huge foot fetishist.
No, right. It's hilarious.
It's like there's just nothing wrong with him. He just really likes feet.
He's like smells Rhea's feet. Like, oh.
Oh man. Anyway, let's go to what I think is the better design. God damn it! I hate how these pictures are small, but I absolutely love the design despite the slow quality of this picture.
I have to stay. I do like the long hair, but there's a part of me that misses the short hair.
Okay, that's fair.
Like, I'm just like, oh, kind of missing.
I really do like the fact that he has like the Fabio.
Yeah, he's definitely majestic.
He looks like one of those typical gorgeous knights.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I really dig it.
Yeah, he's the stereotypical Prince Charming thing.
Yeah, I think that's why I love it. He really really embodies that pretty well considering who he is too. But yeah, colors and everything, love it. Red, blue, gold, some silver. Oh great. I'm going to give him a 5 out of 5 because I want to get on to his best part.
Pre-time skip is a 3. And this, I'm going to give it a 3 because I do actually miss that short hair a lot.
Okay.
I'll give this one a 4.
4, alright.
I probably should have given him a 4, but it just didn't feel right to me.
I just like the overall design.
Alright, there we go.
I would say it is better than his pre-time skip.
Yeah.
I still can't rate it higher though.
So, along with him and Alois, these are the characters that are easy to skip on, but are so
They're
good.
so good. I had no expectations. He looks like, definitely his pre-time skip, he looks like a nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he looks generic. Like, no one thought he was going to be cool.
Yeah, no.
No, he was like the lowest expected, lowest guy who no one talked him on beforehand. No one cared. He just didn't have much to offer, at least on the offset. But once you go to the supports, you know the lore. You fall in love.
He's an improver.
He is the 22-year-old improver.
So, Devin, are you telling me Ferdinand, support system good?
Ferdinand, most of his supports are good. Because I like his gimmick is a good one, and it's actually more flexible. Because he has the problem, he wants to improve in that support.
Yes.
And sometimes he messes up and he feels real bad, but he bounces back up.
That's what I like about it. He also shows humility, which also helps.
He was like with Edelgard, and he's like, he gets owned by her, he's like, fuck, I got owned, I'm really embarrassed, man, you're so good. I'm really embarrassed I even had the arrogance to think I could beat you. And sometimes he goes a little hard on it, but he's genuinely
in that support,
impressed.
I mean, in that one, he's been seeing Edelgard as a rival for the longest time, and seeing how his whole thing, like his whole world shattered.
Yeah. But it literally happened once he lost. He didn't have any time where he was fussy. Literally, once he lost, he was like, "Fuck, yeah, you're better."
Yeah.
Like he doesn't have any like pride that would allow him to like,
yeah, no,
or like arrogance. I just said he's like very like, "Oh, I've lost. You're better." Yeah.
He doesn't hold resentments.
No. He in fact appreciates and admires them, the people.
Yeah.
And be like, "Hey, I want to learn from you." Like shit.
It's absolutely great.
It's fantastic.
So, Dirk, do you want to comment on anything?
My favorite support with him is definitely the one with him and Lorenz. I know we already covered that one in the Golden Deer, but it is phenomenal.
It's amazing. Go to the Golden Deer if you want to talk about, if you want to hear that, our thoughts on that one.
Even in that one, he shows like he has some intellectual debate with Lorenz.
Yeah, that's true. Because
like it's not all Kex. There's some legitimate like discussion there.
Because I think Lorenz talks about saying how it's good to be above people, sort of thing. Where I believe Ferdinand mentions like it's good to guide them.
Yeah, like which is kind of his whole point. Because his whole goal is like I want to get good, better than Edelgard, so I can guide her in the right direction.
Yeah.
Which when you recruit him against Crimson Flower, it makes the most sense, really.
It's, another thing that I think it's very curious about this whole nobility thing, because that's a big part of his character too. He sees nobility definitely different from somewhere else's. It's very generic, but I think he speaks it very well, like the way he explains himself about nobility, saying how nobility is something that is attained by doing it, not by birthright. Which is completely opposite of some characters.
Which Lawrence is like, it's attained by birthright, and we have an obligation as the nobles to guide or help out the poor because they help us out, we help them. Well, Lawrence is just like, it's the act. You just have to be noble.
Yeah. And you have to, and Lawrence kind of also has that living up to that expectation to be a noble.
Right.
But I think Ferdinand says you have to get there first.
Yeah.
Which I think is great. I think I also want to talk about Ferdinand with especially the philosophies that he talked about with Edelgard. Kind of, before I get into that, I kind of want to say this story would be a lot more peaceful if the main three lords were just replaced by their second hand, or not their second hand, but their rival character. So Felix was Dimitri, Ferdinand was Edelgard, and Lorenz was Claude. This whole war would not have been as bad, because I feel these are characters who definitely know how to cooperate well with each other.
Yeah, Dimitri has like a vendetta. Edelgard's just like, fuck it, I gotta do this. I really have to.
They're all very goal driven about like I want to do this. While I feel
I would argue that also the rivals are also very goal oriented. I would even say they're.
I feel their purpose is not for them to recreate the world, but to serve the people.
Yeah, but I would say they're driven by a goal. It's just not as destructive or like as
ambitious. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, Lawrence has some ambitions, but it's not like Claude. Really.
No,
it's just
it's all gonna fall on him. Claude kind of wants help from someone else,
and goes back to his place.
He involves others, etc. Anyways, but yes, I always love the fact that he pretty much brings up with Edelgard saying, "Hey man, we should have public education. That's a good fucking idea." And I'm always kind of maybe thinking like, oh yeah, this world doesn't technically have public education. The best form of education is pretty much at Garrick Mach, and you have to pay.
Talk about the tuition cost being absurd.
Yeah, it's completely absurd, and I'm just like, it really makes me think like, fucking. I think Edelgard might have been fucked if Ferdinand wasn't there. I think Edelgard's whole plan of, taking over Foldland, I guess, and recreating it from the ground up would not have been as successful because she wouldn't have been able to fit every trinket if Ferdinand isn't there. Because I think Ferdinand actually knows how to improve on people, so to speak.
Yeah, because he's just that. He just wants to improve.
That's why I also really love all the supports in general too. Because I feel if you look at like Linhard, Bernadette or whatever, he always sometimes thinks like, hey, I did something wrong.
Yeah, there's that point where it's like, I fucked up, and I feel real bad, I just want to apologize to you, but I'm going to do better.
Even when he had every right to with Bernadetta, where I think Bernadetta pushed Ferdinand, because she got, I guess, scared, and Ferdinand was like, oh, sorry, I'm sorry, I probably got you scared, you know. And she tried to talk with her gimmick, too, with, like, to the door. Like, it's great.
He was trying to be accommodating to her. Like, showing us some empathy.
Yeah, it's amazing. God dang, I also heard his one with Constance is good, but I'm sad that I also didn't see that one.
I did not see that one either.
I want to talk about the Hubert one when I get to Hubert.
That one's a weird one.
Yeah, Caspar one's alright. And the Caspar one's I think is his weakest one, because he just kind of talks about, like, you know, Caspar.
It's very, like...
Your nobility is different from my nobility, and that's okay.
It's basically like, hey, we're not so different after all, right?
And I'm just like, okay.
Because it talks about, like, how Caspar was trying to be calm at the end, because he's very rambunctious usually, and how Ferdinand just punched the guy in the face, because he was talking some mad shit to someone. Yeah. And they're like, hey, we're not so different at all. Shakes hands and leaves. Hey, it's a C to B simple. What do you expect?
Yeah. It's kind of funny the way you explained it, though.
That's essentially what it boils down to.
And I've already said that I like the one with Dorothea, though, because of how much of an improvement he is.
The weakest one. Because Dorothea's there.
I can't think of any other ones off the top of my head. So, any final thoughts?
There is the Petra one.
Oh, yeah.
Where he's talking about, like, the weapons.
Yes, the lore.
And he's like, I think he admits, I think there's some point he just admits, like, I was kind of racist. What the fuck?
he was a little bit like, oh yeah, they're all the
like,
same.
And he's like, wow, I was kind of fucking cringe with that racism. I gotta change myself. I'm sorry, Petra. Then he becomes not racist anymore. Like the true chatty is.
How could you not want to be friends with Ferdinand?
I want to be as well.
Yeah, dude.
I want to be strong.
He's absolutely great. But yes, I would even say that Ferdinand is definitely top 3 favorite characters. Hard debate, though. I think he might be my favorite character.
It's hard, because, like, there's Dimitri Sedev, but I'm also wearing his shirt, so it's like...
He's at least in your top 3, I imagine, right?
He's in my top 3, without a doubt.
There we go. Any thoughts you want to close on, Derek?
No.
Alright, we are Ferdinand von Ayer.
I'm Ferdinand von Ayer.
There we go. So...
We're all Ferdinand von Ayer. We try hard. We have to believe and try.
We all gotta be improvers.
I've tried my damnedest to get my hair that long. It is a freaking pain.
No, you need special genetics for that.
Yeah.
It's so weird that he looks different from his dad. He's all fat.
He works out.
Yeah,
he
that's the
looks more like
difference.
his mum.
Well, he's an improver. He can never be fat.
Exactly. Anyways, well, that's a hot take. Pubert.
Pubert.
I don't know. I heard that name once slung around. I forgot from where, but it's always stuck in my mind now.
Funny, every single time that I see him, I just always hear the Dracula song, like da-na-na, da-na-na,
It really do. Boy, man, I think this is one of the few times where I probably. You know what? No, I like the bottom design of his post time skip, but I really do like how his hair and everything, like his menacing look that he gives you.
I love it too.
It's absolutely amazing. I feel he also has kind of snake eyes too.
Yeah, he definitely has the snake face.
Yeah, staring at you. This is a way better fucking version of what's his fucking
He's
face
looking at you disappointedly because you just posted some cringe.
he is ready to dox you.
Yeah, I can see him do that.
Dox me.
You're doing it in the name of Lady Edelgard.
Yeah, Edelgard would downvote you. He will dox you.
Please, Lord Hubert, dox him, not me.
No, sometimes he just does it without her permission.
It's
all for Lady Edelgard. Come on, man.
He doesn't even tell you. You're just doxed.
Oh yeah.
No. Oh no.
But yeah, I think this design's, it's a just head up. It's good.
Yeah.
Again, I don't like how I feel he looks softer in his head when I look at this one, and I kind of don't like it.
Yeah.
However, I do like the whole vampire gimmick he has.
Yeah,
in the costume.
Yeah, I do like that too.
It's super fucking good.
Like, I prefer his pre-time skip because I just like his hair a bit more.
Yeah, how
his face is a bit harder. But yes. I do like this one, so I'll probably just vote because his body has like an actual costume.
If I could combine both, it'd definitely be an easy 5.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give it a 4 though.
I'm gonna give both of them a 4.
I'll give it a 4.
just wish
You know what? 5.
Okay.
Yeah, I really like it.
Why not?
Yeah.
I just want to, just put those two together.
Yeah.
But all right, let's talk about Hube.
Yeah. We'll talk about before the unfortunate incident.
I will definitely.
Yeah. Okay. So by the way, in this current moment, in the current state, we are not going to be talking about Hubert. Without the Edelgard and Hubert A support, that one doesn't exist in this conversation.
Not yet.
I still have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's not.
Anyway, I will definitely explain this. I kept forgetting this guy even existed.
Well, you didn't play Crimson Flower.
No, in general, even when he came up in anything that involved Edelgard,
you don't remember
I just kept forgetting
he
existed.
You don't remember the times where he's like, I've been defeated. Guess I'll have to retreat.
About 2 more times.
Oh, because do you not even remember the many times that you kept bringing up Hubert? And I'm like, who are you talking about?
You don't have any personal experience with him. It's hard to remember characters you don't have any personal experience with.
I think Golden Deer only fights him like twice. Yeah.
Yeah, like the pre-10 skip and the post.
Yeah.
I know, part of me always felt bad, and then we're like, who is this guy?
And we find him a couple times in the mock bottles, but that's about it. But yeah, there's a lot of characters in it like him with Fire Emblem history, such as Ozma and Niles and other asshole characters you want to bring up. But I feel he's the one that does it with more facts and logic, and I think that's why I always like it.
He sometimes truly pawns people.
He really does.
Like for Dorothea, she's accusing him of like, ooh, you have more, you like her, Edelgard, and he's like, shut the fuck up. I actually have reason, dumb bitch.
Yeah, and Dorothea's trying to get in there but
and he literally has with his fist tattoo facts, logic, puncher, figuratively.
Be gone thought.
Be gone thought with his facts and logic, and basically said I have my own goals, and Edelgard happens to line up for my goals.
I've always did like that kind of sort of philosophy that he had with them though, about him being he doesn't care about the title anymore. He used to care about I'm part of the house, I have to serve Edelgard or whatever. But I think at a certain point he felt like it kind of became him. It became his identity, and I think that's what gives him purpose, is actually making Edelgard's dream a fruition.
Yeah.
And it kind of circles back to what you said about Dorothea, how she's trying to dig in for hidden feelings.
Yeah.
And Hubert just says it it's for obligation. It's for, having someone there and doing everything for them is something that drives me forward. Something you can't understand.
Basically, Dorothea's like, holy shit, that's way more deep than I have ever felt with anybody. Holy fuck, I wish I could have that one day.
Yeah. It totally hit her home.
Yeah.
And I think Hubert also tries to who doesn't need shit talk?
Shit talks Ferdinand real hard.
Oh yes, saying how he's just super naive, and he's saying how he's always going to be worse than Edelgard, so fuck off.
Yeah, basically.
And also, but Ferdinand is also not someone who doesn't pull his punches though. No, he also takes a couple jabs and oh yeah, the lapdog's gonna talk shit to me.
Yeah.
It's a great fucking argument. It gets a little gay in the A+ one, I gotta say.
He's like, oh, you brought me coffee. I brought you this. And I'm like, oh my god.
They both start blushing and everything, and I'm just like, bro.
I'm like, when did this become romantic? I guess the A kind of.
Yeah, I see the progression. I just find it really funny.
It feels like it didn't, it feels like an offshoot. Because it didn't feel because C was the argument, B they just storm off, and then A they're just like, hey, what's up? I'm just having soup. How about you? And I'm like, what's the epic conclusion to their argument? I guess they make.
They already settled this.
They kiss and make up. That's basically what happens. And
sure.
Honestly, I think that sport's kind of lame because of it. Because it kind of just offshoots to something I don't care about.
Oh yeah, that's fair. But yeah, dude, he also fucking is really blunt with how much of a dick he is, because I think
also
I was about to bring up Petra, Because it basically just says, "Oh yeah, you're basically our fucking fucking hostage."
A hostage.
I'm just like, Jesus, man.
And he says that he's like, "Wow, you're really cool. I respect you. I mean, I wish certain people would hold up to your work." They're like, "God damn it, Linhart."
Bazinga.
Yeah. But he does say that, and Petra's like, yes. He didn't have to say that, but she does. But also Bernadette, he basically trolls her because Bernadette is so scared of Hubert that she faints. She's standing up.
And I think that the favorite part about that is that Hubert relishes in it. Like,
yes,
he loves it that she's scared.
He loves it. He loves it. And then, like Bernadette uses the opportunity to try to get braver. Which it kind of works.
Yeah, it gets better. Although I think Bernadette just gets less scared because he sees him more as a human. So, doesn't ultimately work out. But
with a character like Bernadette, I can understand why she would think of her Hubert. Hubert just amazing brightness.
Oh yeah. Dang, no support between him and Juritsu. That would have been a spooky boys.
Yeah, they were probably talking a lot of dirt.
Who's the most evil? Is it Dracula or the Grim Reaper? Who knows?
Oh yeah, man. If there's anyone that would, if there's any student that would rock the red lightsaber, it'd be Hubert.
You'd be like, hell yeah, I love red.
My favorite color. Let's go.
I love how it gleams on my skin.
And Hubert, you are done the color of the red lightsaber. Like, it was bound to happen. It was my destiny.
Oh,
and then Edelgard comes out.
Lady Edelgard.
And then also the same. And then Edelgard comes out wearing all of her red, and he's like, perfect.
Oh boy.
It was meant to be.
Oh my god. But I always thought it was also kind of interesting how different Hubert sees Edelgard to how Dedue sees Dimitri.
Yeah.
Where Dedue sees Dimitri as more of a sort of like, what's that? Like a life debt.
Kind of like an obligation.
His savior.
Yeah, it's more so like Dedue is doing out of it being grateful.
Yeah, basically.
Well,
like he's so grateful that he doesn't see Dimitri as a friend, even though he appreciates and really cares about Dimitri. He doesn't see him as equal because he thinks Dimitri is much better than him. That could be because of the racism, but also just his gratefulness combined.
Yeah, and I think Dedue puts himself as a what's it called? As expendable.
Yes.
While Hubert sees himself as essential to Edelgard.
Yes.
As in, like,
kind of like it's an obligation to help out Edelgard.
Yeah, he has to be there to help Edelgard, sort of thing.
Like if he dies, she loses.
Or at least
I wouldn't say go that far, but yeah, it's somewhere along the lines.
Put a wrench into Edelgard's plans.
Yeah, which I think is kind of interesting when I really think about those two contrasting opinions.
Yeah, it's kind of a similar thing they do, but it's different viewpoints of it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. I also like that one time where he just he sits down by it's like, hey, let's talk about that iFunny watermark, and basically just says like, hey, don't get too close, man. Be careful with getting close because if you fucking do anything, I'm gonna murder you.
Yeah, but and hey, after that, B rank.
Yeah.
If you touch my girl, I'll kill you.
More avoidance.
Yeah.
And avoid got +10 when you're by each other.
Hey, you better fucking dodge that spear. All right.
Better fucking hit.
So, let's break down the wall that is
about the elf in the room.
That completely just makes Hubert go from one of my favorite characters in Three Houses.
Yep.
All the way to a very
Yeah.
It
only takes one part of a support.
Alright, Hubert, sit down. Let's talk about that Edelgard and your support.
I think it's just Stockholm Syndrome, man.
Would it? No. There's not. It's not that. I don't think it's that. The C and B one is fine because they basically they bring up the past and there's like a lot of shit.
Yeah,
that kind of
basically talked about how Hubert's very secretive, doesn't tell her everything. She's not that close to him in a way because of that.
Yeah.
And he's just like, you don't need to worry. I got it. I'll always be here. Don't worry about it. But the A support, the House of Cards all falls down. Because you know the secret?
Simp!
He's a simp. He loves Edelgard. And I'm like, no, Dorothea thought I was right!
I think that's the worst part for Devin, is that Dorothea was right.
It's just like I hate, because
it really just devalues everything and who he is, because the whole point that he kind of shits on everyone is because he wants everyone to be great for Edelgard, but not for the purpose of like her fucking pussy, but for her glory, for her dream.
For the fucking kingdom.
For ambition.
Which is an ambition he genuinely agrees with. And he talks about how he's like, fuck the church, fuck the nobles.
Fuck, I didn't talk about that support, about that A1 with Byleth. How he completely tips his atheist hat super harder than fucking God. And it just basically says that gods shouldn't exist. It's fucking retarded that they do, because the human cycle should continue to bring up new, fresh ideas. Basically, he hates boomers.
Yeah, basically gods are like Rhea, basically a big boomer who can live that long, way longer than anyone, and in that way is tyrannical because they hold their ideas and no one can change that.
And yet no one should do that, basically, which is a great, I love that support.
That's a good one. That's a good idea. And I think if it was just that, and Edelgard embodied the change that he so desperately desired, that would have been enough. That would have been perfect. He'd be a top 5 character.
Yeah.
But they fucked it up.
So
it only took
hard.
one.
It took one, because it's such a core of his character ruined.
Everything, like everything that just, it all falls flat now. Yeah. Why he's an asshole? Yeah. His own ambitions and dreams and what it's really like going for. People can argue it's like he maybe grew to like her.
That's the one thing that I say, that it's like Stockholm syndrome, but. I mean, want it to be.
It's not abusive or anything like that, you know?
Well, no, Stockholm syndrome isn't abusive. It never has to be. It's just the fact that you are confined to the one person for the longest amount of time.
Is that what it actually is?
Yeah, like that's what it is.
I guess his position made him, because his position officially, his house was like, oh, you gotta protect the emperor or some shit.
He was forced to take care of Edelgard for a long amount of time. So it's like the open door concept meant that he was around her for the longest amount of their lives.
That's
so
fair.
It's like, I guess it was a slow or a quick one to judge, but you're absolutely right how it's like the one person who's very devoted to freaking beating someone down with facts and logic, the only mental part of his the logical reasoning behind his reasoning is neither factual nor logical.
It's all pathological.
And it was there beforehand.
Yes.
It was there beforehand. Like, honestly, the best I can do with Hubert is just pretend the Edelgard A support is not canon. Because I can do that, because supports don't have to be real.
It's also weird because he's also a very logical person, too. And I think this is one of the few times where he's...
Hector, it shows that he's a human.
Yeah, I know, but I think there's other characters where it does it better, where it doesn't like feel it breaks. Okay, if you guys had to be the writer in the room, because I'm really thinking about it, with the Dune Dimitri, it was fine. That jump was fine from being grateful to being a friend.
Yes, absolutely.
That completely works. How would you handle Hubert and Edelgard? This is a really tough one now that I think about
Obviously, the love shit gets out of the way. That's the first thing to go.
But you could, because if it was an A support, it would amount to that. That's what Fire Emblem is.
I kind of hate that, because in Three Houses, and Lawrence is the one character that suffers the most with it, the A supports are disguised as A supports.
Yes, absolutely. Well,
they're hidden S supports, and I hate it.
That's mostly what it is for all men and women supports.
Yeah, I'm like, bruh.
Yeah.
I guess it should really be like, they're both more open with each other about support.
Yeah.
It would have been more fine if like maybe Hubert married someone else.
Yeah.
And been like, instead of saying, oh, there's someone you like, Hubert actually says like, there's another girl in like, the kingdom or the
I would honestly
empire.
be fine with the A support. He was just generally more open and didn't have the love shit involved. Because the result is like he trusts her more, and he's willing to tell her more about the stuff he doesn't feel like is necessary, but he wants to because they're friends.
I just realized that in this game, A supports do not equal S supports, do they?
They don't.
They potentially can,
but they don't have to.
No, they don't have to.
Okay, so I'm going to redact what I said about Devon's, because I'm playing Awakening right now and it's flipping.
Right. Yeah, right. I know.
But yeah, I would definitely say that they're just a lot more open with each other. They don't have to love each other. It's just the fact that they're more
Three Houses, it feels like certain times A supports are just S supports.
They're a small sprinkle to lead up to it.
And Lawrence is, like I said, the worst case of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what really bums it out about Hubert, man. That he's just a simp. After all this time, man.
Such a fucking bummer. I still like him, but it was such a big downgrade.
It's such a small thing. It's just a support for one particular character too. You would think it shouldn't matter that much, but it really
it fucks his core of his character.
Everything up.
Utterly. Entirely.
It shot into the middle of the Death Star and just exploded.
Like, I still like him despite it, but I could have loved him.
Yeah, I think that's the worst part about it.
And it's a real shame.
Alright. Anything else about Hubert?
A great character killed by poor writing.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Hubert.
Put that as a YouTube title, and you can get millions of clicks.
Christ.
Boy.
And red text like I did in my Ruby one. Anyways, alright. So, the big main course herself.
The most notes I have.
The poster girl. Edelgard. Okay, before I want to get into one fucking design. Derek! Oh! The Renegade's in her eyes!
She only has the one loop.
But it's there. It's getting there. Add some more loops. Add the purple.
That's not
the Renegade's right there, man.
That's not how the Renegade works.
Actually, it's more like the Byakugan because it's more of like a faded purple and
she wants to rework the world like Pain. Don't tell me she doesn't have the Renegade.
If she had more spirals, I'd give it to you.
Jeez, what a hot take!
I can't believe you compared him to Pain in that kind of world.
It does. Of course it does.
Yeah, because she has the Renegade.
The only difference is she has more of a mindset of Naruto.
Anyways, let's talk about this fucking manlet. So, Womblet, yes. Holy shit. It's always
have rights.
I always find it hilarious how fucking short she is, though.
You don't expect it.
Yeah.
She's like, what, 5'1", 5'4"?
She's one of the shortest characters.
Mm-hmm.
It's in post-time skip, I think the only character shorter than her is Annette.
She is.
That's
the shortest.
I thought it was like Cynthia.
But Cynthia gets taller in post-time skip.
Really?
Yes, she does. Taller than Edelgard, which I find hilarious.
Like, Annette doesn't grow a little bit, but she is by far the shortest. Yes. Not by far, but she is the shortest.
She is, yes. But yeah, Edelgard, despite being an empress, holding a giant axe, being superior to everyone.
An imposing aura.
She's just like, oh, look at the little baby.
Barely comes up to her freaking chest.
In post-time skip, is she like 5'4"?
No, she's the same height. 5. Fuck. I don't want. I want to fact check.
Does she stay the same?
Yeah, she's the same height.
Oh my god.
I think the only difference between her and post time skip is that her skin gets a little darker. It's very subtle, but it could be that she's wearing less makeup. She's out in the sun more, but that's about it.
I mean, you're conquering the world. You got to get out sometime.
Yes. So I want to talk about a little bit about the design. I like her pre-time skip. I think a little more, just because I feel they definitely put more thought into this. Like, she's decked out. This reminds me of the Rhea one, where she just has everything on her.
Yeah.
She's got the Awu ribbons. Like, she has a little crest symbol on her little...
it's by her shoulder. Or is it like the chest?
The chest thing. God, what is it?
This?
Yeah, the babid? Scarf? I don't know. Decoration.
It'll come to me.
Yes.
It'll come to me after we get on with it.
Yeah. She also has a little military thing on her shoulder.
I think they're just called ruffles.
It's called ruffles. Yeah. Completely decked out. I absolutely always loved it.
She has my favorite thing, which is the one shoulder cape.
It's always great. I'm glad every lord has that. Yeah. But yeah, I've always had this thing where, like, she's always looking at you like she's reassuring you of things. That's the face I always get from her when I see this.
She does have the face of, hey, it's gonna be okay.
It's alright, as her spire in the background.
Yeah.
This is fine.
She is she's the embodiment of the meme where the dog sitting in the little fire. It's like, okay.
Yeah, he just says this is fine.
But let's go into this one. The post one, which they were a little too on the nose with the crown being horns, I gotta say.
Yeah.
a little too on the nose.
Yeah.
But when the trailers first came out, I actually didn't suspect it. They were making like, oh yeah, Dimitri's gonna be the bad guy because he said kill every last one of them, so he has to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
But then I think the design's fine for a queen. Empress, thank you. I'm losing my terminology. I don't know. Like I felt for me, I really did love the pre-time skip one. Maybe because I love the hair. I think
the hair is better in post. I'm pretty.
Yeah, absolutely loved it. I think this one again. It's. I guess I shouldn't judge by. Ooh, man, she looks cute. Woo. More on. I guess to have more authority. But I don't know. I guess I just would have preferred if she just cut her hair. Honestly, this is gonna be the few times you hear me say that. Yes, the one few times. I would prefer her cut her hair than have the crown. Derek and Devin are both pogging at me intensely, but for the audience. But yes, I think I had enough of a mic. Anyone else want to comment?
I hate this design so much. There's nothing special about it. I'm sorry.
Do you want to comment on Pre? Because I took the mic on Pre.
No, the Pre is perfectly fine. Even though in the Golden Deer one I said that it's pretty bland, I still think it's kind of bland because I like Claude's more. But to be fair, Dimitri's is the most bland. Pre-time skip.
That's fair.
But when it comes to her post-time skip,
it's not bland, that's for sure. But
it's I don't know.
There's something wrong about it. What is it?
It's all red.
That's. I mean, no, that's a lot of.
And also,
red,
I don't like
red
her hair. I think the only thing that I do like about it is the crown or the headdress.
Headdress, yeah, it's pretty alright.
But yeah, I don't like it.
What is it though? I'm trying to nail it down. What is it about this design that I'm just like?
It's red.
Is it because it feels like a downgrade from her Pre?
It does. It loses a lot of monocolor.
Yeah, maybe because black suits are well. I don't know, whatever.
It has a lot of red in it, like a few stars. I don't know. Like, it doesn't remind you of China. I'm surprised I don't love it.
Bro. Anyways, Devin, do you want to comment on the design?
Pre-time skip's better. Post-time skip is okay. So if I had to rate, pre-time skip's like a 4. Post, maybe 2.
I agree with Devin.
Post is a 3, and for me, for the first time, I'm gonna give Pre a 5. So I'm actually gonna. Can I just stay on the Pre, by the way?
Yeah, sure.
That's fine.
That's exactly what we did for
whatever you
Raphael.
want.
Yeah. No, I want to stick to Raphael because I feel her glazing at me more intensely.
So I can't take
That's
that.
not it. I still do not see it.
Oh yeah, my whole meme on Edelgard hot.
That you're
No, don't say it. I'm not Hubert. No.
Hey, at least you're not alone. Although that could be a problem.
To be fair, I feel at a certain point everyone simps over Edelgard, even Ferdinand.
Hey, it's not as bad as the Bio simping.
No. Oh my god, yeah, the whole female the whole
Don't
female
worry,
bio.
that's an actual criticism in the notes.
All right. I know I feel the most strongly about Edelgard, but I don't know where to start.
I have notes.
Okay. Start us off. Derek, actually, do you want to say anything? Because I think you want to.
No, it's fine.
Okay. I will state right up front.
I think next time I'm gonna write down notes.
I'll
That's
state
good,
right
yeah.
front. This is my first note. It's very simple. I like her.
That's a very good way.
controversial opinion. I like her.
Okay.
Can we just go through them one by one? Because I feel I forget a lot of these points, and I kind of want to make my own take on these, if that's okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
So before you move into the next one, can I just comment on that?
We can almost make it like a mild argument.
Yeah, because I feel we're making an exception because she is the main course for Black
She's
Black
the
Eagles.
poster girl.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of things online saying that. I think.
By the way, I'm just gonna say this other point because it does link up in the first one. I can empathize with her.
Okay. The general consensus that I definitely hear from her is that everyone at least likes her as an antagonist.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, not in Golden Deer. That's what? She's an antagonist there? No. Obviously in Blue Lions, she's definitely.
Oh yeah, with Blue Lions, my first playthrough with Blue Lions, I fucking hated her because she looks really bad. And of course, since you look at Dimitri's perspective, you're like, Dimitri's cool. What the fuck, Edelgard? Fuck off. Especially since she doesn't yield, and you're like, what the fuck?
No. Doesn't
you're
let
like,
down.
why? And you don't get it. And
Yeah.
so in the middle of the war.
Yeah, you don't get a lot of information on Edelgard and Blue Lions because the most you
Which
get.
I think is fine.
The most you get out of her is through Dimitri's perspective, which I think is very interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the stuff that she doesn't even remember.
I've kind of always hated that people are like, ooh, female Byleth and Edelgard. When I feel like Dimitri and Edelgard have way more shit linked with each other. obviously they can never fucking, you know, when you get to post time skip, that ship has sailed way fucking beyond its offset.
But they do have far more history than most of the characters.
All the characters, I would say. I think they definitely have. Cause they're so ingrained in Foldland. It's insane. Because Dimitri's so ingrained in his duty as a knight. Because that's the fucking whole culture of Ferdiad.
Ferdias.
Yes. Yes.
Ferdinand.
And, you know, Tragedy of Deskar, the guilt over it. Dimitri has a lot of history in Foldland already, and he's not even 20 yet. It's insane. And same thing with Edelgard. Like, there's so much history with the mom, the experiments, having to take over the crown. You know, her plan. Like, there's so much. They're so ingrained in Foldland.
A war, which is a very big controversial point.
Oh, come on, Devin.
We'll get to that one soon.
Yeah, that's.
Honestly, I want to. Maybe we'll touch on empathizing later because I think it'll connect to a lot of points we're gonna get to.
Yeah.
Later on. But yeah, no. I find it. I mean, people should at least say, like, if you hate Edelgard, you should at least say she's interesting because she has a lot going. Yeah. If anything, I think she's the character that has the most going on.
She would have honored the game.
Yeah, no, 100%. So let's try to move on with these little by little.
Yeah.
So thank you, Devin, for bringing these notes. I think they make it a lot easier to go through.
I will definitely say that she's a better antagonist than Nemesis.
I'm gonna skip.
Yeah.
I'm gonna skip the other two because we repeated looks, and the third one is just about her VA being great.
Let's talk about like the weird thing about her VA changing.
It was for the best.
Yeah.
Terraplat is incredible for Edelgard. It's perfect.
I think I'm very curious because like, did they plan on Edelgard being different before the changes? Because I think that trailer was announced 2 years before it came out. Because it was released when Echoes was announced.
I don't know. Echoes just had that trailer. All we got was an untitled Switch
No,
game.
that's what it was. Yes, you're right.
It was like 2018 or something.
That's right.
We got the first trailer.
I'm very curious what changed her development because when you because even her lines, the way they're delivered in that what's it called, in that trailer, she sounds very like waifu-y, kind of like,
yeah,
you know.
it's like Christina B.
Yeah, she's saying like, you know, you're gonna save us, Professor, or you're gonna save us. You're our only hope.
She sounds like a somewhat generic good guy. Fire what he.
You never know. Maybe that's why they had her changed.
She sounds like a female lord.
Yeah.
It's Lucien all over
again. Let's just fucking put it on right here. I think she's the best lord, easily.
Yes.
But again, you brought up Lucina, which that ain't bad. But I don't know.
Oh no, you mean of all of Fire Emblem?
Yes.
No. I thought you meant in Three Houses, and I'm like, yes.
Even in Three Houses, I would disagree because I'm such a
Dimitri fan.
Dimitri fan.
I mean, again, I would say she's better, but Dimitri's not bad. Dimitri is one of the best.
I'll be honest, though, they're pretty close.
These two are the best pair of lords.
Yes.
Easily.
Like, if I had to say with Three Houses, it'd be like Dimitri, Edelgard, Claude.
If you guys, for all you guys not seeing, he put them very close, and Claude's just all the way fucking down.
He's so nothing.
Should we bring up Claude again? I feel like we didn't cover everything, but
he's a very charming character, but not a lot of to go off.
To bring it up, I want to say like hopefully for 1 minute. As I said, Ferdinand. I'm still thinking about him. Such an improvement. Dimitri and Edelgard are so ingrained in the history of Foldland, as I just mentioned, which is why the story makes sense in the context where he's just focusing on Foldland's war.
Yes.
Claude, even though he has some roots, he definitely talks about him on a more international scale.
Yes.
And I'm kind of sad that the story doesn't go for an international scale because you're mostly focused on Edelgard and then Slayers in the Dark, who don't really have a lot of international involvement. It would have been better if he...
fucking nowhere.
Exactly.
Like, Claude's story feels like he's dealing with a war.
It's a side quest.
The side quest to end the names to do something else we would rather do.
Yes. We should have gone to Almyra, not Dubstep Illuminati.
Yes. That would definitely probably help this character.
Crimson Flower should have had the Dubstep Illuminati. Because they're so... Because now that I think about it, like Crimson Flower is mostly about like taking out the shitty roots in Foldland, and this is the deepest root it has.
Yeah, and don't take up the steps that we Not even by accident, like with Blue Lions.
Yeah, no, that was always the weirdest thing is how they... I guess they had to address it, but it was kind of weird how they're just like... Whoop, gone. Bye.
Don't worry, we handled the problem. Maybe.
Yes, sort of. But what was your point you were going to bring up?
I don't remember.
For the note?
Oh, my notes.
Yes.
It's number 6. Another controversial take. I don't think she's evil. She's just a girl that...
She just misunderstood.
There's a very hard
She's
line.
really stubborn. That's definitely what I can say.
There's a very hard line, I think, that I draw with a lot of antagonists.
Thanks.
There's a very hard line that I think I draw with antagonists, and there's a difference between a character who is evil and a character that does evil acts.
Yeah, I would say that Edelgard does evil acts for a purpose that she thinks is worth it.
Mm-hmm. And it's very hard. Edelgard varies greatly depending on which route you play.
Yeah.
Except Golden Deer and
Basically same character because they're basically same.
God, that was the weirdest thing. I'm gonna bring up that real quick. How she fucking says I wanted to walk by your side, Professor. The whole Golden Deer thing, and I'm just like, what the fuck? I don't.
At least Silver Snow makes sense. With Golden Deer, like, who are you?
Yeah, it was the weirdest fucking thing.
Which brings up my last note and my big criticism towards her character. And I'll read this all. It's a big one. I don't like the ooh moments for the Professor. It makes the other relations of hers not that meaningful because the story makes it seem like Byleth is her rock. Another reason why Byleth is a detriment to the story of Three Houses overall.
Byleth is a detriment to the game altogether because that happens with all the lords.
Yeah. But I feel like with Edelgard, it's the worst.
No, yeah. I want to quickly. I didn't quite want to cover her reasons. I feel it's a very big thing to talk about why she does the things she does because she starts a war.
Yeah, and, which is a very big thing to do.
It's a big statement, especially against Garrick Mach Monastery. It's one thing because there's been wars with the Adressian Empire and Ferdinand and
that's how the other continents split.
Yeah, and they've even had a war recently with the Petra place. Bridget and the Shamir place. Dag. That has a funny name. That's why I remember. But it's kind of a huge deal to attack specifically Garrick Mach and all of Foldland at the same time.
Yeah.
Taking on that weight all on her own, and I think it's very fitting to her character when you look at the juxtaposition from Dimitri, where she's all about taking all the weight on her own and saying, I'm gonna handle this. Dimitri's all about, later on he learns to be I can let other people kind of help me sort of thing. But I think while Edelgard ignores it, sort of, Dimitri puts on the weight even harder.
Yeah.
It's a very big contrast, but I didn't even get to what she wanted, to her motives. Why does she want to kill all of the crest?
Yeah. The short answer is she got experimented as a kid and basically got screwed and has cancer.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Short answer, yes.
Very nutshell reason response.
There's also a lot of things where if you go into her supports with Byleth, she talks about how some people like Mary, as you see with Marianne, have a very fundamental belief on the religion and stuff.
Yeah.
Which obviously something like religion like that prevents revolution because it essentially unites people under certain philosophies. But the reason why Edelgard is a huge fedora tipper is because she talks about at a certain point she was just down there praying, but there was no help ever.
And that changes the person.
It changed me, I gotta say. I don't see with that aspect I can relate to Edelgard. That's kind of goddamn. It's really shitty when I think about it too. It's easy to ignore it when you just hear it to text and it comes and goes. Yeah. But I guess when it really sinks in, in a dark room. It
wasn't just her. It was her family too.
That's right.
And her dad couldn't do shit.
All her siblings dead.
Died. It's fucked. but she survived with the handicap of just like you're gonna die pretty quick.
It's weird that she never explicitly states that.
I mean,
It's never stated. With Lysithea.
With Lysithea, she states it. I guess with Edelgard, that's why she's more driven.
I guess so.
She has so little time. She doesn't even want to acknowledge it because it's not really what's it gonna do.
I think she even says that in Dimitri is that she doesn't really care about how she dies, but like as long as she accomplishes it, accomplishes her goals.
And it's her life's purpose.
Yeah. But bringing up Derek, do you want to say something? If I feel you were going to say something.
No, it's okay.
Okay, sorry. I'll look at you because I know we kind of run over you a bit, and I really want to make sure.
Well, to be fair, I have nothing to say about a lot of these characters because I've never played this route.
That's fair.
I'm here for the shits and giggles.
But yeah, let's
stupid chair.
Let's take this hot take. How justified is she in her reasons? I think that's a very hot take.
That's hard.
That's a huge paragraph.
That's really hard.
I'm gonna say
for the next one.
as a huge Edelgard fanboy.
Yes, the biggest one in this room.
Definitely in this room. Even on a scale from a 0 to 100, it's definitely not in a 90.
Would you say, are you an Edelgard apologist? I would say
in Crimson Flower.
In Crimson Flower you are?
Yes, if it was, if you wrote some things better, such as her saying, hey, you might have chosen the wrong route.
Yeah. Really,
Oops.
like, come on.
Why would you write that?
It's like, I was just a little bit too on the nose there, kiddo.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
And her fixing her things with dubstep Illuminati.
Yeah. I would say I'm an Edelgard understander, not apologist.
Okay.
I think her actions might have gone too far, and there was probably a better way to go about it, but I guess she was a little too stubborn, or too impatient, or really believed this is literally the only way to go about it.
Because I'm thinking about it, it's like, would Rhea acknowledged what she's done? Because fundamentally, she hates the crest system altogether because it also just kind of...
Well, the church fundamentally...
lives off of it.
Yes.
Which I find weird that the church does, because it was a creation by the fucking dubstep. It's just the word, the sentence that I said without context. It was created by the dubstep. I'm just gonna say Illuminati. I think that's better.
It really does bring down to a question like, would Rhea understand if Edelgard explained what happened?
Because she also has the risk of leaving herself vulnerable to her ideas. Because if she says it, that's it. Rhea knows her big advantage that she had in Garrickmog Monastery is that no one knew who she was, the Flame Emperor.
Yeah.
And no one knew what she was up to. I think the minute she exposes that, it's going to be very easy to target her.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you've seen examples of Rhea. If there's some fucking problem, she's going to solve the problem, usually with her body and hitting the floor.
Yeah, like mostly by force.
Yeah, because you see that scene with the Western Church. She's like, yeah, execute all of them. Fuck them.
Yep.
I guess Edelgard thinks the same way. She sees Rhea the same way as a boss manager would, where you don't want to say anything because you don't want to hear a lecture.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That's the threat of your life on the line.
That's the difference. Yes, on a bigger scale.
That one hit it a little bit too close to home there, man.
Oh, don't worry. I know myself. I think everyone has experienced this at least once.
Sir, can I go home early? Why? Why do you need to go home early? What's so important that you come before your word?
This sounds like a guilt trip I've heard before.
Oof. Yikes, my dude. But yeah, what else was gonna bring up? How justified she is, right? I think we were talking about.
That's a hard question to answer.
I will definitely say that the ends that amount from what she does do not justify the means.
It's hard because I think you look at all the support systems though, and it's like there's a lot of supports. It's funny enough, even more outside of Black Eagles.
Yeah, mainly like in Blue Lions where they're like fuck Crest. Like Lily Sylvain, the character who might hate Crest the most. Besides like
Marianne is a big one.
Marianne too.
Yeah,
but Sylvain's whole life was fucked over by Crest to the point where he hates women because he thinks they're using him for his Crest, make Crest babies, as he says.
Yes.
Like Marianne is fucked over because of she thinks she's a monster because of her crest. Lysithea is fucked over because of her two crests, And Grain has to fuck because her family's kind of screwed over because they don't barely have any crest.
Exactly.
It's like a lot of people, you see the fucks, the flaws of the system they currently have.
I guess
it's pretty not great.
She also wants to break down the concept of nobility, which is very difficult because it's such an ingrained thing in Fulham. With crests, you get rid of crests and there you go. You know, they're essentially an item. They're a lot more visible.
But the idealisms of nobility is far-reaching throughout all of Fire Emblem.
Exactly,
like, it's one of their mainstays. Like everything is always a kingdom that you follow.
Because their whole solution was to be like, hey, let's get rid of nobility, and let's you know.
But you wouldn't be able to have all this power if you weren't a noble.
Which, you know, like, she wants to be the last person to essentially do it. She says she's gonna fuck off once she's done doing everything.
Sure.
Which I think, as you see with the ballot,
but can we trust her enough to do that?
That is gonna be up to you.
She is too hard-witted. I trust her in that regard.
Yeah.
Like, she wants to set up a merit-based system where people are like judged on their performance rather than what they have, what blood they have. You know.
Yes.
And some people have criticized that. And some people might criticize that later on in a certain context.
Yes, they will. But yeah, I guess we'll talk about more about her justifications later. Yeah, I think we got a good amount of it as is. Let's talk about the other thing, her Uwu.
It's probably the worst part of her character.
I still can't see it.
What part?
Unless you're talking about the memes itself, then yeah, of course it's annoying.
It's not about
elaborate.
It's not about herself. It's about her infatuation with Byleth,
which is disgusting.
That's what I stated as the Uwu moments. Because
Okay.
she's going Byleth Uwu. That's basically what I mean.
Okay, so to explain it to the audience here, the whole reason why Edelgard can sometimes be, let's just say Uwu. I wanted to use a different word.
No, it's Uwu.
Very
You wanted to use your cringe words.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
You know, she's very what, schoolgirl?
She's very senpai. She's very senpai. Noticed me.
Yeah. She kind of acts like a giggly schoolgirl around.
Giddy schoolgirl.
Yeah. Around Byleth. You know, she doesn't really act that much up until you accept her ideals, which I think makes a lot of sense for me because it's something
she knows you're a trusted friend.
Yeah, for someone like Edelgard, I understand the kind of character she is, and as far as like she doesn't trust anyone, and she's always kind of had to she made herself her own mental barrier of never getting close to anyone at all. So that way, I guess you can say she never really had a real legitimate friend up until Dimitri, but that was like a childhood thing, which she doesn't even remember herself, as mentioned.
Yeah.
This first being her like actual friend, I think makes a huge difference in the way she treats Byleth. It's because she's so like excited to actually like have one, and I think she's kind of and it's fair. When I think about my first kind of like friendships that I've had, or like there's a lot of cringe moments you can look back at, but it's because there's so much excitement in the air, or at least in your mind.
But it's kind of funny that it feels like the game is like, well, it has to be Byleth because it's the avatar. Yeah. That's the only reason for this.
I mean, we talked about Byleth before, but do you want to address Byleth a little more?
Nothing character that doesn't deserve all the limelight that it
Byleth
has.
as a character is nothing. I can't hate Byleth. I just hate Byleth's usage in the game.
Byleth is just a tool.
Yes, a tool to like help every one of the lords with their developments or whatnot, or has a crutch.
Yeah.
Which kind of hurts their characters in a way. Absolutely. Also, with having Byleth's perspective, we don't actually have deeper insight to certain characters unless they say it explicitly to Byleth or some other character. Yeah. Which can hurt characters, especially like Claude, who would probably benefit from that, honestly.
Where does Byleth fall into fold in, now that I think about it? Because obviously he's
a teacher.
Yeah, he's a teacher, but like we go into the whole Sophist thing.
He's either a teacher or he becomes the Pope.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm all about characters rising up to be gamers and everything, like to be a true gamer, but I feel with a lot of those stories, like with Alm, even though he eventually did have the birthright, even before that, Alm kind of always had this sort of like, he lived in, he lived, breathed, and was prideful in his country.
Yeah.
Which I think why he fit into the story. When you look at Byleth, it's like,
dude, you're just a mercenary. What the fuck
you're just a guy, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like, are you seriously gonna keep
You're
following?
just a guy, and because you're the Avatar, everyone just likes you.
Yeah.
Even Robin, despite being weird, had more involvement. Robin?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just how Kron was like, I like this guy. It's still weird.
It is, yeah.
But
at least there was a friendship there, being like, I don't know.
Yeah, which is nice.
Then again, in Three Houses, instead of being like the I don't know, but he's like, yeah, you're cool.
It's funny because they go the complete opposite bad direction in Fates, where it's like without Corrin, nothing matters.
Exactly.
Like the complete opposite.
But which is weird because at that moment, Corrin has history with everyone.
Yeah, for some reason.
But it's like if
you're all my siblings.
If you're a nobody, then you have extreme. Then you're always going to be like. But if you have history with someone, you're going to be hated by someone.
Oh yeah, no, it's like Corrin is too rooted in everyone's business.
Yeah, literally.
But yeah, Byleth's just
he's
like
almost veined into it.
I guess with Alm, it's fine that he's not as maybe not as heavily rooted as some of these characters, because he is his own character and he gets to explore his own ideals and everything.
But fuck, Byleth doesn't even feel like his own character
at
most points.
Byleth is not a character.
He's supposed to be you, the player.
Yeah, Byleth is a tool, like you stated there.
I know, but I don't know. It feels weird that the immediate impression that Byleth gets is, I'm going to follow the ideals of the Lord that I wish to follow. Or that I wish...
You chose it.
No, I'm going to follow the ideals of the Lord that wishes to follow me.
That's fair.
Like, wait, what?
Like, the Owu moments might have been a little bit better if Byleth had character, or at least there was a character that, I don't know.
Dimitri.
Yes.
Fun Dimitri. I think Dimitri's pretty much the second closest.
It's like, all we get, the reason why she goes to Woo is because Byleth's a cool teacher. And I'm like, okay.
We just have to accept that.
Why do you even let her guard down? Why Byleth?
You know, is
Because
this...
it's the Avatar, but...
Is this more Byleth's fault than Edelgard's fault then? About the Owu thing? Honestly, I don't blame Edelgard the more I talk about it.
It's a Byleth problem.
And it sucks if it's a Byleth problem, it just goes into the void of just like...
But it affects Edelgard's character.
I'm sad to say. I still like it because I'm a simp, but if honestly, if I looked at it logically though, if I became Hubert instead of Dorothea for a second, I would have been like, okay, that's, it's kind of weird.
Yeah. And like I also stated, it makes her other relationships feel meaningless, or not as meaningful, because she does develop supports, and she's like, yeah, you're cool, but as in Crimson Flower, she's basically dying to see you. And she makes a picture, a portrait, and she's really happy, a little embarrassed.
She can't wait to have tea with you.
I do like though how she opens up with other characters, like with Bernadette, saying like she actually is scared of the ocean and stuff because she can't swim.
I do like her vulnerable moments, which she does admit. And I also like her other vulnerable moment where she admits she doesn't like rats. That's a very good reason why.
Claude fucking teases it too, which I absolutely
love.
Which
is kind of fucked up.
And post time skip in the fucking Garrett Mock
It's only
fight.
pre.
Wait, what is her?
Why did I did this before? God damn it!
Huh? What is her reasoning for hating rats?
When she was experimenting on, she was where rats were.
There was a lot of them, man, which I think is fair.
Which is very fair. And it's just like, if Claude knew, he'd probably be like, oh, I feel real bad.
Like, oh no.
Dabs immediately.
Actually didn't feel bad.
Actually, I should have gone harder.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe next time I'll dress up as a rat on the battlefield.
And pour rats on you.
Just release a bunch of rats.
And I think she's scared of lightning. Is her other vulnerability?
I think so.
Yes.
Like, the Byleth problem would be as a big deal of Byleth's character, and also, at least if her other relationships mattered, but it's the main story of Fire Emblem games. Supports don't matter. They're not canon. Until they are, with S supports.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. I think it's fine her only opening up to one person. You heard that. The whole audience I heard that too.
Damn it.
But
now I'm red-faced.
I think it makes sense that she only opens up to one person because she's not a very open person to begin with. But it just sucks that it has to fall into the Byleth void.
It doesn't, but with Fire Emblem, there's supports where she talks and is being frank to other people, and it makes you question: did that matter that much? And the game says no.
That's a fair point.
Because
that bothers me a little bit.
Because even you said, Devin, supports don't even have to be canon.
Nope.
Whew, that's not really thinking about it. It's like, yeah, that's fair actually.
Like, I still like Edelgard despite this. It's not as bad as the Hubert problem, where it doesn't fuck up her core of a character. It's just a side quirk because of how this game is structured.
Yes.
That's all it is.
At the end of the day, she's still gonna go after the church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, anything else to talk about before we go into the fucking big debate? Is was Edelgard justified?
I think we gotta say that for later.
Anything else on Edelgard? Any sort of supports or anything else you guys want to bring up? I like how in Lysithea they're basically just cancer buddy patients.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like that. I don't know. I always also love she's a perfect contrast to Dimitri too.
Absolutely.
It's super good, and it's both a tragedy, but also super well done that they will never actually ever get to like talk to each other again and actually be friends or more.
No, it's not possible.
Well, what about a DLC?
No.
Well, that DLC isn't even canon though. Like the way it goes down. 'Cause it's supposed to be like an alternate universe. Because I think they talk about.
Stupid.
If you talk to them in like during the mid stuff, Edelgard and Dimitri are talking to each other. It's like, Dimitri's kind of familiar. There's some, and it makes me think maybe in that universe they would have not been so bad. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this podcast is already super fucking long. I just want to maybe say that I think Edelgard's one of my favorite Fire Emblem characters, just because she has so much going on, and that's saying for a lot of like. A lot of other characters. I think the only other characters that maybe match up to as much of like shit going on outside of Three Houses is maybe like Corrin, but that's because I don't even like what Corrin offers.
I don't think anyone likes what Corrin offers.
Even so, no. I think Edelgard even has more going on than Corrin, because Corrin
doesn't have even much. It's just history. It's people.
That's
barely anything.
I'm gonna take that one back super hard now that I think about it harder.
Corrin himself is more of a MacGuffin. Edelgard actually gets shit done.
Yeah.
On a literal standpoint.
Actually has some thoughts.
I'm taking that one back. I think Edelgard might be one of my favorite Fire Emblem characters, period, just because of that aspect.
I also really appreciate Edelgard, honestly, a lot as a character.
And she's hot.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I don't see it.
She's pretty cute.
What color is her hair?
White with a really weird shine of yellow.
Yeah, it looks like a key lime green.
Yes. Yeah, key lime green. That's
originally brunette. If you want to go that route.
Which is really weird to see in the pints.
Yeah, I know. You're so used to it.
Yeah, I don't even like it when it's brunette.
But look at her. She has her Owu ribbons. She has nice long hair that she always likes to flash around every 2 seconds.
No long hair.
There we go. There's the reason why Derek opposes me.
Give me a picture of Shamir. Short hair again.
Post time skip long hair Shamir.
Oh no.
Anyways, let's close off the podcast.
Thank you for warning me, Edelgard.
I'm glad we're friends.
But yes, the Black Eagle House was it's probably the most, I think the best cast of characters. Honestly, like, Dimitri's better than most of the Black Eagle's character.
Yes.
Yeah.
So does, I would argue, even Dedue is better than...
Dedue gets a bit harder, but Dedue is good though.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Black Eagles as a whole, though, better cast. I think Devin mentioned how Edelgard addresses everyone as a group.
It's actually nice in the main story where they actually feel like a cohesive group. And I'm like, holy shit, it was nice actually.
It would have been fine if like Golden Deer stayed scattered, because that's her thing,
Yeah.
But it was kind of the same thing with Blue Lions. Yeah. So that was kind of. But yeah, I'm gonna once again say Black Eagles is the best house, and I'm finally glad we covered them.
Yeah, I would probably also say Black Eagles is the best house, but Blue Lions is not that far behind, and then Golden Deer are probably my least favorite. They're probably the most fine of the houses.
There we go. And
I'll have to agree with Devin.
right. Dude, would you ever play Crimson Flower, Derek?
No, I don't think I'd ever played Three Houses again.
That's fair.
Hey, you did see me beat it.
Yeah, I've seen both of you beat it 3 times now.
I'm glad you played it though once.
Yeah.
I'm happy about that.
Yeah, he's gonna be too busy playing Awakening again.
Yes.
So
I'll definitely have to say that this is one of my least favorite Fire Emblem games.
I had to ask, and I know I know this answer. Is Echoes better?
Yes.
Takes off glasses.
I didn't expect that.
I definitely like playing Echoes a lot more than this.
Is it because it's this game's long? You think?
No, it's just not even that it was long. I think I finished this game in, I think within a week, and that was with work.
Structure.
It's just characters. I hated. I'm not a huge fan of the characters.
This has the best cast in the series.
I can't agree with that.
Echoes is still really good though.
Echoes has phenomenal characters.
Echoes is likable, a lot of good characters. I will agree. As a person who recently just played it.
But yeah, let's try to close it out before this gets a little too long. But yeah, I actually before I go on that, do you guys think they should? I mean, is this gonna be our last Fire Emblem video besides the debate, or do you think we should have the?
Do you want to do the wolves?
Yeah, the Ashen Wolves.
I don't know if I could because I'm like, I don't know a lot about their supports.
I'm not as brushed up on them myself.
Yeah. No, I don't know anything about them.
Yeah, we could do an Echoes one that we've been fucking neglecting for a long time.
I did just beat that game, but I skipped all their supports.
What do you think about doing an Echoes one?
I would have to brush up on material, but I think we can do that.
Alright, and if there's at least more than 2 people viewing this video that isn't us, let us know in the comments if you would like to see what kind of Fire Emblem video you would like to see next, or even any video.
And also if you want to be friends.
Yes, and if...
Damn it. I didn't want to say it.
Yep, it's always going to be that bot. And
I feel bad because just in case if it's not a bot.
If it's a real person, I feel bad
too. That'd be fucking hilarious.
Oof. Then again, the person not subscribed, so it makes me think it is a bot. So but yeah, if you guys made it this far, once again, let us know anything in the comments, how well we did or whatever. If you think we were good enough, leave a like, and if you thought we were really that good, you can always subscribe. But anyways, let's close it off. So, with me today to talking about Black Eagles was Derek.
I don't actually have a sign off for this. I don't have much to say about Black Eagles, period.
I am Ferdinand Von Iyer. That's your sign off.
I am Ferdinand Von Iyer.
There we go. And with me today has been Devin.
I am Ferdinand Von Iyer.
And I have been Ferdinand Von Iyer. Also, I'm also Hector. And I also want to say that fuck female Byleth and Edelgard shippers. Fuck you guys.
I don't even care. Whatever. Let them enjoy it.
Crap, Hector, now I can't put this on our Fire Emblem because now you've offended so many people.
If they're easy to offend them, then they can go fuck themselves.
Oh, Devin, it's Reddit.
Don't dislike my video. No, I have sensitive feelings. There we go. I am a Redditor.
There you go. I don't know my gold.
No, I'm getting downvoted.
Anyways, guys, thanks you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.